Sports on Ticket TV is presented by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Greenway Equipment Sales in Bangor and Ellsworth. Nothing runs like a deer. Darling's Auto Group. You'll do better at Darling's. Visit darlings.com. Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. The Furniture Gallery, a family-owned Maine company with locations in Bangor, Augusta, and North Windham. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, the place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop source for office equipment and office furniture. Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing since 1971. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. And Northeast Driving School, Greater Bangor's #1 driving school for 56 years. Eastern Maine Community College. One college, many possibilities. Visit emcc.edu. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by Maine Trailer, Dairy Queen in Old Town and Bangor, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Flash Me Maine Photo Booth Rentals, Autumn of Life Home Care, Black Fly Coffee, Angelo's Pizzeria, Hartford's Auto Service, UMaine Online, Old Town Redemption Center, The Coach House Restaurant, UMaine Athletics, Bennett Auto Center, Tiller and Rye, Husson University, Pucksport Hannaford, Mainly Audio, Bangor Savings Bank, Orno and Callis IGA, The Growing Place, Bangor Tire Company, Pat's Pizza in Hamden, Union Street Laundromat and Dry Cleaning, Danforth's Down Home Supermarkets, AM Construction and Roofing, Doors Equipment Company, Hillside Athletics, The Fitch Company, Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales, Tim's Plumbing, The Farmer's Table, Knowlton Automotive, American Made Home Goods, Back Alley Bar and Grill, RT Electrical, Auto Radiator Services, Mainstay Skincare, Hildreth Auto and Equipment, Maniac Snack Shack and Snip and Snack, Sweet Frog, Union Street Towing, Creative Options LLC, Brewer Federal Credit Union, Town East Toyota, Harvey RV, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, Thomas College, First National Bank, Napa Auto Parts, and Hammond Lumber Company. Let's get you out to the game. Hello everyone, and a beautiful day for the Class D North Regional Championship. The scene is set for two teams that have been on a collision course all season long, and you see them right there. The John Bapst Crusaders 9-0, taking on the Winslow Black Raiders, coming to town with a record of 8-1. Welcome in to the Darlings pregame show here on Ticket TV. I'm Mark Paulette alongside Ernie Clark in the Quirk Auto Group broadcast booth. You see the coaches and refs meeting out there on the Ram logo. The teams out on the field warming up. And Ernie, I say a collision course. It has been just that this year between the John Bapst Crusaders and the Winslow Black Raiders. They've already met once. John Bapst took the regular season meeting. You know the Winslow Black Raiders have been looking for revenge since that point.
Yeah, this game has the, it did have the air of inevitability, and this is the inevitability being realized. Although John Bapst had a couple of close games at the end of the regular season against Oak Hill and Hamden Academy, which they had to scratch out victories to remain undefeated. These were the games, I think back to the first Winslow and John Bapst game, and it was 27-14. It was pretty competitive, and I think back, and I don't have the specifics, but Winslow got really hurt by a couple of key penalties as they were driving on separate drives. There's also a key interception by Malcolm Butler. These are two teams that don't throw the football.
Yeah.
Neither one of them throw the football because they can run so much. But you can point to certain cases where Winslow easily could have scored another touchdown or two with a short field, in the red zone before not finishing off a drive or getting burned. And John Bapst played pretty well and made a couple of big plays, and that's kind of how these games often work out. I'm sure Winslow has just been, using Crusader voodoo dolls since then, just trying to get pumped up because, this is the game they want. It's impressive with how Winslow is able to look past everybody else on the way because they they were kind of looking all along toward this game, but at the same time, pretty much crushed everybody they played afterwards. But that's a reflection of where the league is this year, too, Class D North, where there are the two very, very strong teams, and they are, a class ahead of the other 5 or 6 that are in the division. And so they would say justice prevails in terms of both these teams getting here. But it has been a while since they played. I think it was late September.
Yeah, the 27th.
And so we're looking at, 6 weeks, month and a half almost since they've played. And so things can change in that period of time. I know we saw John Bapst last week here on Ticket TV, and they had moved some guys around. They had an injury, and Thomas Curtis, their fullback, who was great as a fullback, had moved out to the slot position, and they had brought in Evan Alley, another kid, as the fullback, and things were running as they had before.
You see it right there.
You see it right there.
Lining up to practice.
There's Evan Alley right there, number 2, the fullback, and then the tailback. I think he wound up making the pitch to Malcolm Butler there. But that's a play that works very well because Aiden Willett, the 4th-year starter at quarterback, very good in his fakes and his pullbacks or keeping the ball and then running the quarterback draw straight up the middle. It's very good like that. But you've got a couple of veteran teams, particularly in the case of John Bapst. I mean, they've got 10, 12 seniors, and this has been a game that the group has been looking forward to for as long as they've been in the halls of John Bapst. There's Aiden Willett right there, the quarterback.
Let's take a quick look at the bracket so far, how we have got to this point with the regional championship being played today. You see John Bapst picking up the victory over Maranacook, as you mentioned, in the last round. 40-12, the final score there. Winslow, meanwhile, we mentioned these are two teams that know how to score points. The Black Raiders, they average 51. They put up 68 in their semifinal victory. 459 points scored this year for Winslow, 358 for John Bapst. So the fact that the first meeting between these two resulted in 41 total points, that was on the lower scoring side of their regular season games this year for John Bapst and Winslow.
Matter of fact, Winslow by itself, in the rest of their games, had never scored less than 38 by themselves. That was against Maranacook during the regular season, and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in which they had scored more than 50 to get above that average that you spoke of. So prolific in terms of the scoring, and John Bapst not that far off. I mean, they've had plenty of games in the 40s and a couple in the 50s as well. By the way, we've got the Winthrop Ramblers.
How's that for a logo?
As the opponent.
Waiting the winner.
In the state final, Winthrop knocked off Morse last night in the D South final. That was to be expected. Winthrop, the top seed, undefeated, and Morse, the upstart. They were the 6th seed in the South, 3-5 in the regular season, but excuse me, had a couple of victories over Oak Hill and I can't see it right now, but Dirigo, Oak Hill and Dirigo to get to the final at 5-5, wound up 5-6, and they were back from the 8-man ranks a year ago. So nice job by Morse, but Winthrop was certainly the cream of the crop in Class D South, particularly after Dirigo, which finished as the number 2 team in the regular season, lost their quarterback to an ACL injury about midway through the season.
That's right.
Actually, right before they played Winthrop, I think, and that kind of diluted the talent pool down there. So Winthrop is somewhat tested. I don't know, but they're that much more tested than either one of these teams, except for the fact that these teams are now playing each other for the second time.
It is shaping up to be a special kind of battle today at Cameron Stadium for the Class D Northern Crown. John Bapst and Winslow going through their final warm-ups. We'll have some player spotlights coming up as we continue the Darlings pregame show here on Ticket TV. First, I'll tell you about one of our presenting sponsors. That's Greenway Equipment Sales, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth because nothing runs like a Deere. And we're presented by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor, as well as Wilson Street in Brewer, where extra value meals are officially back. Stop in at those locations to take advantage of those offers you won't want to miss. Player spotlights right around the corner as we make our way towards the kick. The Crusaders and the Black Raiders playing for the D Northern Championship on Ticket TV.
Darlings Kia is your #1 Kia dealer in Maine, and we've got something for everyone. Whether you're shopping for an all-wheel drive gas, EV, hybrid, or plug-in hybrid, Darlings Kia has a full lineup to choose from. Plus, enjoy affordable lease programs and other incredible deals on award-winning Kias, all covered by our 10-year or 100,000-mile warranty. The best in the business. The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. Shop Darlings Kia.
You'll do better at Darlings.
Your local professional, eco-friendly office space partner is Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop shop to get the job done. Handling all your office furniture and printing machine needs at an affordable price. Offering full system integration into your workplace and local service on everything we sell. We can even remote monitor your system with just-in-time inventory and service need assessments. Little to no downtime gives you peace of mind. At Levesque Business Solutions, your solution is only an email or a phone call away.
You deserve a clean car. Let the pros at Dean's Detailing renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Enjoy your ride. Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit. Dean'sDetailing.com.
Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center offers fantastic food and drinks in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere with 29 flat-screen TVs for your sports viewing pleasure and an arcade with prizes for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a drink at the bar while watching your favorite sports team or trying to find a place to bring the family for a great meal out, Heroes is the place to be. Heroes also offers takeout or catering for any event in the Bangor area, large or small.
Come for the food.
Stay for the friends.
Your local family-owned McDonald's on Wilson Street in Brewer, Union Street and Main Street in Bangor are currently hiring new team members. Schedules that fit your life with full-time, part-time, and flexible schedules that adjust with your needs. Pair individualized schedules with tuition assistance to further your education. It's a great, future-focused combination. Apply today at jobs.mchire.com. Search for your locally owned McDonald's on Wilson Street, Union Street, and Main Street. Explore your future at jobs.mchire.com.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a deer. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Get looped, get sold with Next Home Experience.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, you are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
Welcome back to Cameron Stadium in Bangor. Fans continuing to file in. You see a healthy visitor crowd along the far sideline, the Winslow Black Raider sideline, as we get ready for this Class D North Regional Final between #1 John Bapst and #2 Winslow here on Ticket TV, where our coverage is presented by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. Also presented by Darlings in Bangor. They have you covered for sales and service. Shop new Ford, VW, Audi, Honda, Nissan, Volvo, and Kia models, or used of all makes. Visit darlings.com. Time now to take a deep dive on these two teams. We begin with the visitors making the trip up from Winslow, starting off by taking a look at the Black Raider roster. And here's the squad that they are bringing to Bangor for this regional final for Coach Wes Littlefield.
33 players on the roster that I have, 8 seniors, 5 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 12 freshmen, a couple of whom play key roles for Coach Wes Littlefield's club.
Here's a look at the roster presented by UMaine Online. 60-plus online degree certificate programs offered through Maine's flagship university. Apply now, umaine.edu/online. Here's our player spotlight for the Black Raiders, who to keep an eye on today. Tough to pick them out a little bit because you see right there, Winslow huddled up going through their final team talk, but in there, Son Hobie, and all he does is score touchdowns, Ernie.
Yes, he's just a great all-around athlete, track standout as well for Winslow High School, and he plays halfback and defensive end for the Black Raiders, and he is, depending on how he did last week, he was going into last week's game, or going into this week's game, I should say, or the game against Madison at least, 64 carries, 825 yards.
Not bad.
I don't know how many yards he had last week, but he's certainly up in the 900 range, going on 1,000. And you mentioned touchdowns, 15 touchdowns for a team that's rushed for 51 touchdowns this year.
15 plus a couple more last week, right?
Indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So that's 57.
57 as a team, and Hassan's tally of 17 doesn't even lead the team. That's how prolific they are on the ground.
No, it's remarkable. Again, before the Madison game, in which they scored 68 points, which leads you to believe they accumulated some yardage along the way, 252 carries, 3,565 yards, split mostly among three backs. Hobbies we talked about, the quarterback Liam Fortin, and the freshman Michael Lubier, who entered last weekend's game with over 1,200 yards by himself.
Up to 18 touchdowns now for his freshman campaign.
Yeah, so that's the task that John Bapst faces defensively. I mean, you kind of know what's coming.
Yep.
It's a three-headed monster in the backfield with Fortin, the quarterback, Lubier, and Hobby, the halfbacks. And whichever one gets the ball, you've got to guess correctly, because there's a lot of misdirection in the backfield, and see what you can do. And in fairness, John Bapst held them to 14 points the last time around. That's a pretty good statement on their part that they are capable of it. It's just can they do it twice in the same season?
Crusaders just making their way out onto the gridiron. Here's a look at their roster for head coach Dan O'Connell. 9-0 so far this year, the unblemished season that the Crusaders are trying to see through to a Class D state game.
10 seniors, 10 juniors, 7 sophomores, 9 freshmen, 36 players on the John Bapst roster, and again, a lot of veterans from the senior and junior class that have played 3 years or so of varsity starting competition, and it's kind of culminating, they hope, in the next 2 weekends, today and then next Saturday, when the winner of this game plays Winthrop down at Lewiston High School in the state championship game. But there's, again, we talk about the relative balance in terms of Winslow's running game with 3 guys that are involved. John Bapst's offense is somewhat balanced in the same way. They've got multiple guys.
Yeah, another three-headed attack in the backfield.
That do the damage in the backfield. That includes Aiden Willett, the fourth-year starter at quarterback. He had a big 59-yard touchdown run last week on a quarterback draw, where he'll fake the handoff to the fullback and then go straight up the middle. And very much a veteran offensive and defensive line that has worked together for 2 or 3 years. So there's a lot of chemistry there. And in that case, there was a gaping hole up the middle, and Willett runs untouched for the touchdown. Willett, I've got the right sheet here.
I believe he's up to 11 rushing scores this year. One into last week already in double figures. And same case that we're talking about with Winslow, 3-headed attack in the backfield, 3 double-digit touchdown scores in the Crusaders backfield as well.
Well, indeed. And then you've got Thomas Curtis, who actually last week against Marinicook was playing slot receiver because of an injury to Zach Babcock. And Evan Alley, number 2, who you saw earlier, is the fullback now. But this is before this week's game?
Yes.
You look at the rushing totals, and I'm more interested in the carries. Curtis, 74. Malcolm Butler, 71, and Willett, 71. How balanced is that? And they've combined for about 1,500 yards between the three of them. Curtis at 681, Butler at 761, Willett at 485. They had 40 rushing touchdowns during the season. Willett, as I mentioned earlier, 10 of 25 for 262 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. But the key there is yards per catch, 25.3. So they're going downfield with the ball. And with the pass, they're actually using the fact that defenses have to come up and contain their rush to be able to throw over the top of it. So if only the Patriots could kind of get there.
Yeah, really.
They're going to have healthy running backs, I suppose.
You see the keys to the game right there on the screen. Those player spotlights brought to you by Maniac and Sniffin' Snack. Burgers for you, biscuits for Bowser, Maniac Snack Shack and Sniffin' Snack, because best friends snack together. Find both in Levant and on Facebook. Tasty treats for humans and hounds. The keys for the Black Raiders, Ernie, control it, as you do on the ground.
Well, yeah, again, and they've done it all year, pretty much. Just use the running game to control the clock. They don't have to. They don't need to pass. So they don't a lot of times. The other thing is, it may sound kind of funny, given what we said. It says don't let John Bapst get his passing game going. Well, they did have a couple of key passes in the earlier meeting, and it makes all the difference in the world. In terms of the Crusaders, they got to control the ground game of Winslow and avoid turnovers. Don't give Winslow short fields.
The kick when we return on Ticket TV between the Crusaders and the Black Raiders for the Class D Northern Crown.
Maine's largest network of parts is your local Milwaukee headquarters with deals that work as hard as you do, like the Milwaukee 7-piece combo kit, drills, impact driver, and more. Only $8.49 for serious cutting. Milwaukee's chainsaw tears through logs with gas-like performance. No fumes, no hassle. Keep warm and save with Milwaukee's heated gear for any occasion, and help Maine vets stay warm when you purchase a Maine Veterans Project logo at any of their 30 locations. Coastal Auto Parts, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
When you're ready to remodel your kitchen, find all the materials and services you need at Hammond Lumber Company. Get inspired by the extensive in-store displays in Hammond's kitchen, bath, and flooring division. Hammond's designers will help you visualize your space before the work begins, and all design fees are refunded when you purchase your materials from them. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. When it's time for a new kitchen, it's time to bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
You don't have to do college the usual way. At Thomas College, we do college differently. We do academics differently. We do success differently. We do community differently. We do innovation differently. We do careers differently. Where belonging isn't promised, it's lived. We don't just prepare you for a job, we empower your future. It's time to do college differently.
At Cameron Stadium, and we are just about ready for the kick between the Winslow Black Raiders and the John Bapst Crusaders, the Class D Northern Regional Final here on Ticket TV. Mark Paulette alongside Ernie Clark for the call of this contest, the second meeting of the year between the Crusaders and the Black Raiders. It was John Bapst victorious 27-14 back in late September, the first time these two teams met up in this neck of the woods. Winslow, since that point, has just been running over the competition. John Bapst, as we mentioned, Ernie, a couple of close games down the stretch, but it's always not the worst thing for a team, as we see with John Bapst, with a 0 in that right-hand column.
No, they're where they want to be. They're undefeated. They came from behind to win that Hamden game. I don't know the specifics of the Oak Hill game, but that was just a one-point contest on the road. Yeah, I mean, they survived it, and that's a credit, again, I think, to their experience and veteran nature. The team that probably went into those games not expecting to be tested to that degree, but were able to regroup well enough to pull off the victories. And, of course, Winslow has been playing with a vengeance ever since they lost to John Bapst. 38-0, 63-12, 56-15, 56-14, and 68-7, their final scores. So.
They've been sending a message with those score lines.
Yes, indeed, or trying to. They hope. But as I mentioned earlier, John Bapst has really contained them for the most part once already this season, so they know they can do it. They know that the score, while they ran up 68 points against Madison last week, the Madison team had its best season in a while.
6 wins, right?
Yeah.
Regular season.
And but John Bapst also beat Madison comfortably. That was the first game of the season. I think it was 46-6. So there's all kinds of emotions at play here in terms of confidence level and And
looks like the Crusaders will receive the ball to begin the game. I'm getting distracted, Ernie, by the Black Raiders creeping out on the field here behind them. So now the Crusaders are taking note, coming out to meet their captains as well. And you can tell these teams are ready to go with every player out in the center circle here at Cameron Stadium.
Breezy day blowing left to right on your screen. That's not an earthquake, by the way. That's the John Bapst fans.
There is.
Shaking the cameras in front of us.
There are healthy fan bases on both sides of the field here at Cameron Stadium, starting to ring around a little bit on those sidelines. Beautiful day for football here. A little chilly out there with the breeze, 39, 40 degrees. Don't be fooled by John Bapst head coach Dan O'Connell, though, who he's tees and shorts no matter the weather. Actually, pants today for this regional final setting.
I saw a FedEx guy wearing shorts on the job today, outside, doing his thing.
They're built differently.
But there aren't too many. I don't think he's an assistant coach either. Usually it's an assistant coach that wears the shorts, but you get to the point where you're in the middle of November and you begin to question things when you see it.
You got to at least cover 2 of the 4 limbs out there.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So Winslow's going to be kicking off with the wind at his back.
Bapst getting ready to receive here on Ticket TV, where our coverage is presented by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. Whether you're watching some sports at the bar or taking the family out for a great meal and some fun, Heroes is the place to be, the official sports grill of Ticket TV in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Also presented by Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop source for office equipment or office furniture. It's Levesque Business Solutions. Find them at 942-2226. Doing the kicking duties is Hobby for the Black Raiders. Getting ready to put this one in the air and get this Northern Championship game underway. Bapst goes after the football, which makes its way out right around the 5-yard line. Flag flies, and we begin this game with a penalty and some solid opening field positioning for the Crusaders.
Trying to see what John Bapst is going to do here. Looks like they're going to maybe make him kick off again.
Bapst is keeping the kick return team out there on the field. We get the call on an illegal kick, and rather than taking the ball at the 35, Bapst says line it up and let's try it again. See if we can't get beyond that point to start off the game's first possession.
Now, when I say the wind's blowing from left to right, it's also kind of blowing from
across the field.
Bottom to top. It's kind of at an angle a little bit, which is where that ball went. And perhaps it was the wind that finally took it out of bounds, but tricky ball to catch off the kickoff, and tricky ball to kind of keep in play the way you want to.
Winslow backs up 5, and we'll try it again. Hobby runs up on the kick, puts this one high into the air. It's fielded right around the 15. Bapst making their way up the field, tackled around the 30, spilled across the 30-yard line, and that's where the Crusaders will begin their first possession.
Good coverage by Winslow. I think Bapst might have lost a couple yards on that decision.
Yeah, didn't make it
got
out.
The ball at the 35, but 31, 32-yard line, not a bad starting spot for Dan O'Connell's club.
Aidan Willett, the fourth-year QB, out there in the huddle, breaking it and under center to begin things for the Crusaders. Motion man, and Willett keeps it himself, trying to stretch it out wide. He is met behind the line of scrimmage by a pair of Black Raider defenders on the edge and dropped for a loss of at least 1.
I think the Winslow defense got to Willett before he had a chance to consider the pitch after the fake handoff to the fullback.
Great job there on the edge defensively by Winslow just to establish that corner, not let him get outside it and take away that option. 2nd down and 11 now for the Crusaders. Willett back under center. This time it's Curtis coming in motion. It's a give up the middle. Not much there, and a gain of a couple.
Evan Alley, the fullback. I mentioned he moved to fullback at some point before last week after an injury to Zach Babcock, who had played out in the slot. Thomas Curtis, the fullback last season and this season, moved to the slot to replace Babcock, and Alley stepped into his role.
Willett receives instruction from the sideline, jogging back to the huddle now with the Crusaders staring down a 3rd and 9. Ball on the 34-yard line. Motion man is Curtis. He receives the pitch, trying to go outside. Again, Black Raiders in the backfield. Curtis, a nice job knifing through several of them. Still on his feet up the sideline. He broke through all the Black Raiders to get a first down. That initially looked like potentially a loss of yards, and Thomas Curtis somehow was able to squeeze his way up the boundary for a first down.
Well, it looked like that play was going to be blown up for about a 5-yard loss as Curtis got the pitch at the corner. Boy, number 6, Ibrahim
Sabahawi?
Sabahawi? That's the best I'm going to do.
That's what I said.
Was right there, but just couldn't complete the tackle. And the former fullback, Curtis, used the strong legs to break free and then showed off some speed getting up the sidelines.
Give up the middle by Bapst here. Goes for a gain of 2 to the 45-yard line. Taking another look at that effort from Curtis out there on the edge. You just see the humanity. You figure he's going to go down there, and one purple player shooting out of the pack beyond the sticks.
21-yard gain on that play by Curtis.
Not quite the seal that we have seen on this near side, on that far edge by Winslow, allowing him to get around the corner. 2nd down and 8, plus territory. Dropping back to passes, Willett. He is going deep, throwing it out of bounds over the head of his intended receiver, James Seymour.
He had him open a little bit earlier, but waited, and then the way the ball was thrown in the air, I think Seymour was looking right into the sun.
Yeah, it looked like it.
As he was treading with the out-of-bounds line as well on the sideline, so tough play for the receiver in that situation. Even though the angle of the sun is not the same as it was back when the season started, it's still high in the sky today with not a cloud to be seen.
Another 3rd and long here for John Bapst. Curtis, the motion man. They give up the middle. Tackled at the 40 after a gain of about 5 is Alley. Decision time here for the Crusaders. 4th down and short. Ball on the 40-yard line on the game's opening possession. Crossing over 3 minutes now. Dan O'Connell with a extended chat for his QB.
4th down play here, and Crusaders look to be going for it.
Willett back to the huddle with the instruction. For over 5 decades, Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, feel good and look good in a clean, shiny car. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. 4th and short. Here it is, dropping back to pass. Willett rolling out right. He airs it out downfield.
Oh!
Curtis has it. Curtis is gone. 4th down, touchdown for the Crusaders. A 40-yard strike. Willett to Curtis. And John Bapst caps the opening possession with 6.
Well, we said one of the keys to the game for Winslow was to have an awareness of the passing game of John Bapst. He's thrown twice in his first drive, and actually they had double-team coverage on him down the sideline, but Curtis got behind him, fought off the sun to make the catch, and waltzed into the end zone.
Quincy Nesbitt, sophomore defensive back. It might have been an instance that we were just talking about there with John Bapst, Ernie, as Winslow jumps off sides here before the PAT. You take another look at that replay, and Nesbitt, the DB, was getting turned around. You wonder if he almost lost the ball up there in the sun.
Very easily.
It looked like he was trying to track it.
Could have been the case. I was waiting to see if Dan O'Connell might think about going for 2.
I think, is that what he's asking now? With
he can.
Standing just beyond the 20 here, and that's exactly what he's telling to his team.
Because half the distance to the goal, the ball is at the 1.5-yard marker now, so they have the option of going for 2.
Pick up the tee and try for an extra point.
See, and I don't know if John Bapst is going to capitalize this on or not, but this is kind of like one of the penalties they had the first time around. It was something that made a difference. This might make a point difference if they can get the 2 instead of the 1.
From the 3 to the 1.5, as Ernie says, as Willett heads back out onto the field.
7 plays, 69 yards on the drive.
A couple of 3rd and long conversions as well by John Bapst, who spends a timeout here to talk things over. Dan O'Connell, I don't think was Overly pleased that the play clock was still winding down there once the team got back out on the field, so the Crusaders have to burn a timeout here before the PAT. We'll take a quick picture-in-picture break, back for the attempt right after this.
Looks like you're ready. Now we just need the right vehicle. All roads lead to Down East. Come see Toyota's legendary lineup of 23 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles. Take charge of the road this winter in a tough Tacoma. Lease a 2025 SR5 for only $399 a month for 39 months. Check our latest all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive inventory online. To be prepared for winter's worst, all roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, getting ready for a 2-point attempt. John Bapst trying to cap off the game's first possession with 8 points instead of just 6 or 7 following an offsides call on the Winslow Black Raiders as the Crusaders were lining up initially for the point after attempt. Crusader offense back out there. Willett under center. Alley behind him. Curtis in motion. Willett keeps it, tries to go up himself, and he's into the red turf. That's a 2-point conversion for the Crusaders and an 8-0 John Bapst lead after the opening drive.
Willett goes off right tackle there. Faked the handoff inside. Just moved to his right, waited for the hole to open up, and had just enough to get in. And again, that's a point that they wouldn't have gotten but for the penalty.
Absolutely. You see him execute the fake there, cut it up and in for the extra 2 points. Take a quick timeout, back for the kick, and Winslow's first possession of the game right after this on Ticket TV.
For over 80 years, Seaboard Federal Credit Union has been putting its members first. Founded in 1940, we've grown alongside our communities with branches in Bucksport, Ellsworth, and Herman. We're not a big bank, and we're proud of that. We're member-owned, community-driven, and here to help you build a better financial future. Whether it's saving for a goal, buying your first home, or simply managing everyday life. Seaboard Federal Credit Union, the smart place for your money.
Have a painful tooth or an entire mouthful of teeth? Mid-Coast Denture Design now offers tooth extractions in both Ellsworth and Brewer. Get your teeth pulled and immediate dentures placed right in our office. Quick, convenient, and comfortable. Let denturist Lindsay Young and her staff create immediate dentures for you, all in one location. Mid-Coast Denture Design, the go-to in Bangor and Ellsworth for dentures and tooth extraction services. Because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturedesignmaine.com.
Back here on Ticket TV, John Bapst getting ready to kick the ball away to the Winslow Black Raiders. On top, 8-0 here with 8:22 remaining in the first quarter. Ticket TV coverage presented by the Furniture Gallery, a Maine-based family-owned furniture store with a new location in Topsom. Winslow receives the kickoff right around the 20, picking it off the turf, making their way up the pitch, and then a strong tackle made in the middle of the field there by Bapst Elias Pelletier, freshman for the Crusaders, and that's where the Black Raiders will begin things for the first time on offense.
Bit of a bobble on the reception as kickoff was popped up again into the sun and wasn't caught cleanly the first time around. That enabled the Bapst kickoff team to get down and limit it to about a 10-yard return.
Well, Ernie, we made note of this prolific rushing attack in the pregame show for the Black Raiders. A three-headed monster, 14 Hobby and Lubier in the backfield, 13, 17, and 18 rushing touchdowns this year, respectively. Look at that counter. They run it to perfection to open the game, and Winslow has tied it. Potentially. Almost caught at the very end.
That's Butler.
Chased down. Malcolm Butler didn't give up on the action.
Michael Lubier, the freshman. There he is, number 32, getting out around the corner, and you'd think he's down, but here comes Butler.
Look at him close this ground.
Got a little longer strides, able to stop him at the 1. But as it is, 67 yards on the first play from scrimmage for the Black Raiders.
You see how dangerous that counter look is with those wing backs in there. You never know quite where the ball is going with both crossing direction in the backfield. First and goal here. They go for the tush push.
Well,
waiting for the call. There it is. Winslow takes 2 plays to get on the board after Bapst marches down the field.
Liam Fortin, the quarterback, or the keeper there.
Keeping it himself right up the gut for the remaining yardage. And now let's see if Winslow lines up for 2 to go for the tie.
7:41. That drive took all of 39 seconds. 2 plays, 68 yards.
Doing a little, or showing Bapst a little, giving them a little of their own medicine. Last week we had the Crusaders on Ticket TV who scored 2 touchdowns and 23 seconds there at the end of the first half to really
something like that. Really turn the game around.
Push the
over
lead
there.
out. 2-point attempt here. Again, they go for the counter play. Lubier trying to stretch it out, and Bapst meets him short of the goal line, and the Crusaders keep the 2-point lead.
Aiden Willett and Malcolm Butler on the stop. Watch this. Here's Lubier kicking at the outside, and Willett was waiting for him, and Butler came along to make sure he didn't move forward at all, so no good on the extra point, and after 1 possession each, it's 8-6 in favor of the John Bapst Crusaders.
That extra 1.5 yards that Bapst was able to take advantage of, Winslow could have used right there. We'll take another timeout. Back for the ensuing kickoff right after this on Ticket TV.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $5,250.
Acadia Federal Credit Union keeps you in touch with your money using our mobile app, Acadia Go. Access your account anytime, anywhere. Check balances, transfer funds, pay bills, and even deposit checks with the tap of a button. That's not all. Now with Apple Pay, use your fingerprint to pay for purchases. It's quick and your account information is never shared. Apple Pay is safe and private. Acadia Federal Credit Union. We keep you mobile.
Back at Cameron Stadium, a decent kick return by John Bapst sets up the Crusaders at the 37-yard line to start off their second possession of the game. Ticket TV coverage presented by Northeast Driving School, the leader in driver training since 1969. Register for driver's ed courses today at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. Curtis receives the pitch, trying to stretch it outside, surrounded at the numbers, and swarmed and tackled after a short gain in front of the Winslow sideline.
Rarely goes down the first time, but just numbers there by Winslow on the defensive end as he takes the pitch. Gets to the line of scrimmage, and number 8, Quincy Nesbitt for the first contact there. Got plenty of help.
Second and about 7 here. 5 minutes off the clock in this first quarter. Both teams scoring on their opening possession. Right now separated by a 2-point conversion for John Bapst, which came thanks to a Winslow penalty on the PAT. There's a give up the middle. Bapst trying to push forward, and then Winslow getting in there to drive him back.
Yeah, good pickup, though. 5 yards on the play by Evan Alley. 2 hands on the ball there. Not about to let it get away from him there, as he knows the Black Raiders up front will be reaching for the ball as much as the tackle.
Also by Howie in on the tackle there. 3rd down and short here for the Crusaders, just shy of midfield with the ball at the 45. Some extra instruction there for Aiden Willett, now back in the huddle. Motion man, a give up the middle, and the second effort pushes that across midfield. Plenty for the first down, and to keep those chains moving for the Crusaders.
Evan Alley, just a junior, shows some toughness on that play. Running hard right up the middle. Bapst wins the battle at the line of scrimmage there for another first down.
Ticket TV coverage presented by Eastern Maine Community College at EMCC. Every student has a story. Some are just beginning. Others starting a new chapter. Wherever you are, your future can start at emcc.edu. Curtis in motion. They fake the pitch. This time they hand it on the counter. And tackled after a short gain that time goes Malcolm Butler, Mr. Do-It-All for the Crusaders.
Yeah, slow getting started there. It seemed like he had to wait an extra step, and that helped Winslow defense be able to react on a play that has worked very successfully for John Bapst throughout the regular season. Still not bad for first down, picking up 4.
Aiden Willett normally does the damage on the ground with 11 rushing scores coming into today's contest, but not too bad through the air now after that opening possession touchdown. 6 passing touchdowns to just 1 interception on the year, so efficiency on the ground and in the air.
Yeah, just 27 attempts all season long.
Here's another one as he drops back to pass, now steps up, and he's got running room out to his left to the 40, 35, across the 30, 25, and angled out around the 20, inside the 20. The Crusaders back into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19 after the scamper from the senior QB.
Wasn't a true draw in the extent. Usually he just takes 1 step back and then goes forward. Looks like he might be looking to throw just for a second, but then waits. Gets a pretty good block there by Brady Schroyer to help spring him to the sideline, and a big gain for the senior quarterback in Winslow calling timeout here.
We'll take it as well. Back to Cameron Stadium after this short break on Ticket TV.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a deer. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Tackle winter with confidence and savings at Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. Drive off in the sleek 26 Tucson SE with all the tech, just $319 a month. The Kona elevates small SUV style in a big way. Lease the 26 for $299. It's your Hyundai. Find it at Quirk.
Looking for your next.
Willett having to get creative with the pitch over the top of the defensive end to Curtis there. It works out after the little floater, and nets about 5 yards out of the timeout for the Crusaders. A little dangerous there, though, on the flip. That's not the way you drop the option, Ernie.
Well, it looked like the defensive back for Winslow out on the side was playing for the pitch.
Yep.
And so he had to throw it over the top of him to get it to Curtis. And that kind of slowed the play down to the point where it's just a 4-yard gain.
2nd down and 6 on the 15 here for the Crusaders. As we approach 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter, it's Willett keeping it up the middle, trying to back his way towards the sticks. And it looks like he's going to get marked just outside the 10 at the 11.
3rd and 2. It's 2-down territory.
Already seen the Crusaders go for it once on 4th down, and it led to a 40-yard passing touchdown on the first drive.
Yeah, if they're going to go on 4th and 3 from the 40, they're going to go on 4th and 2 from the 11, no doubt about that.
Crusaders break the huddle here. Couple of wingbacks on either side of Alley, right behind Willett. They fake it to Alley. They give it to Butler on the counter, who's almost able to shake off the defenders. Finally tripped up inside the 5, down around the 2-yard line. 1st and goal now for John Bapst.
Yeah, Winslow had the dive play covered, but it was the fake and then the handoff to Butler for the counter move.
14, 42, 6. They all had a chance at him in there, and another timeout on the field. Winslow burns a second one here in short order on this drive. We'll step away back to Cameron Stadium for the end of this John Bapst drive right after this.
Looking for your next trailer or shipping container? Come to Maine Trailer, your one-stop shop for all your trailer and container needs. We've got a huge selection of trailers for work or play, plus durable shipping containers. We can even customize them to fit your needs. At Maine Trailer, we don't just sell, we service what we sell. That means expert repairs, inspections, parts, and registrations all under one roof. So whether you're hauling, storing, or customizing, make your next stop Maine Trailer. Maine Trailer, the place to buy your next trailer or shipping container. See us today in Hamden or Auburn.
First and goal from the 2 for the Crusaders. Packing it in on the right hash here. Willett under center, Alley behind him. Butler comes in motion. They pitch it to Butler, and he has a corridor to the end zone. Pitch and a touchdown. Pitch and 6 for the Crusaders. Malcolm Butler, the recipient this time. And John Bapst extends the lead out to 8.
Yeah, again, using that fullback, faking the dive, which is a logical play in that situation. But that left the pitch on the left side open enough for Butler to get the final 2 yards for the Crusaders. Now we have the extra point kick.
Lining up for a traditional PAT this time, Colby Susi, senior for the Crusaders, trying to knock it through. Winslow with a little flinch there, trying to get him to jump, and that one is going to be popped up and not reach its mark. Kick is no good, so the Crusader lead restored to 8 points here, 14-6. Winslow getting ready to get the ball back. They've only had it for 2 plays, as we were kind of joking about, Ernie, during the break. John Bapst is controlling time of possession, but it only means so much if Winslow only needs 2 plays to cover the length of the field.
Winslow controlled its time of possession. It just wasn't very long yet. That was interesting. Colby Susi has taken over the PAT duties from Malcolm Butler, who has done it pretty much all season. Didn't do it last week against Maranacook in the 40-12 victory, but Butler was 29 of 38 kicking extra points, but they want to give him a little bit of a rest.
Yeah,
because he's on the field for every other play, including the kickoff. But and Susie did a nice job last week, but that one a tough one there into the wind, and Winslow kind of got that point back that they lost, sort of. But it's just, we're on schedule, sort of, except for the fact that Winslow didn't make its conversion. And they probably would have kicked as well had not they been down by
the
extra
math
point.
Didn't change there. Crusaders getting ready for the kick. If you're looking for your next ride, Praise Auto Sales on Outer Broadway has you covered. Guaranteed lowest prices every day. No waiting for a sale. Over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit PraiseAutoSales.com today. Butler gives it the boot. That one's heading towards the sideline. Winslow over there to field it as it kind of dies. They had to. Picked up. Now coming up the sideline, a good return out across the 40. And a nice job there by the Black Raider return man to get a dozen to 15 yards where it looked like there wasn't much.
Alex Hardy looked not all that far from getting clear of the field, but was able to be stopped after a good return in great field position for the Black Raiders now.
Starting the drive at their own 42-yard line. Bangor Savings Bank has helped New Englanders achieve their goals since 1852. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Whether planning for today or building for tomorrow, they have personalized service and a commitment to what matters most. Here's a give up the middle. Another counter play. Getting the Black Raiders about halfway to the sticks.
It's Hobby there.
It's Hobby with the ball, and you see Lubier right in there for the push. It's on Hobby with a gain of about 5 on first down. Mentioned John Bapst packing it in. Winslow really does there.
Double handoff.
Yep, counter play and breaking it out into open space, and he is gone to the 20, the 15, the 10. No let up this time as Hobby is into the end zone. And once again, it's a 2-play scoring drive for the Winslow Black Raiders.
Everything's so compacted. That forces the defense to be compacted as well. So once you break it, you're gone. Again, we talked about a pretty good track athlete as well in Hobby, and you can just kind of see him cruising because he knows that if he needs to turn it up a notch, he can. Doesn't need to, and it's 53 yards and a score.
That is his 18th rushing touchdown of the season to bring him only into a share of the team lead, with Michael Lubier also 18 scores on the ground this year. Winslow lining up to try to tie this game with 2:46 remaining in the opening quarter. Fortin keeps it, trying to stretch it. Actually, it's with Lubier behind him, and he gets in there, tucking inside the pylon, and we are tied at 14. Some of those handoffs so quick, I can't even catch it up here in the booth.
It is real quick, and every now and then there's a fake that's very quick as well. It just gives you so much to have to watch.
A little pitch right there.
He pitched it first and then let him.
Turns into the lead blocker right there.
Indeed.
Driving a Crusader out of bounds and opening up the alley into the end zone. 14 all. Less than 10 minutes into this game. I don't know about you, but this is how I feel regional championships should go.
Really, shootout. Winslow, 4 plays from scrimmage, 126 yards.
It's not a bad average.
That's what, 31 and a half yards per play?
They'll get it done. They'll cover some ground. Ticket TV coverage brought to you by Quirk Auto Group. As the Maine weather turns cold, make sure you're ready with a reliable truck or SUV from Quirk Motor City in Bangor. Shop their wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles built for Maine roads and ready for whatever winter brings. It's your truck or SUV. Find it at Quirk Motor City, 377 Hogan Road in Bangor, online at quirkauto.com. Hobby, after taking it to the house, boots the ball into the sky. Good kick there, fielded around the 10-yard line. It's Butler bringing it up and trying to break it out to the far sideline. Butler able to get near the 30-yard line for a return of about 20, and that's where the Crusaders will take over for a third time in this opening quarter.
Yeah, fortunate to get that much out, as there were 2 players going for the catch there, and they almost got into each other's way. See if we can see the reception here. Yeah, both of them battling for it. I think that's Curtis, indeed. And Curtis turns into a blocker there, pretty good lead block. Butler gets out to about they're going to mark it at the 30.
Yep, right on the 30.
Might have got an extra yard out of that, but
Crusaders taking over with 2:38 remaining in this first quarter. This broadcast is brought to you by Maine Trailer, your one-stop shop for trailers and shipping containers, whatever you haul or store. Maine Trailer has you covered in Hamden and in Auburn. Curtis comes in motion. He gets the pitch, cuts it inside the block, outside the numbers, and up the sideline. And look at him go, pushing the pile for a first down.
I'll tell you what, that's good blocking by the interior line as well, because you're going to the short side of the field. There's not a lot of room. It's got to be pretty much straight ahead. He didn't get touched till he was 6-7 yards downfield, did Curtis, and gets enough for the first down outside the 40.
Hey, Blizzard fans, Dairy Queen on Broadway in Bangor and Stillwater Avenue in Old Town are bringing the holiday magic. Try the Peppermint Bark Blizzard or Sugar Cookie Blizzard, plus the Festive Eggnog Shake. 'Tis the season to chill at DQ in Bangor and in Old Town. Perhaps a couple of receivers split on either side. They go up the middle. It's Alley on a short gain. 2 yards there. Alley a little slow getting back up, but now making his way back to the huddle.
That's about as well as Winslow has done on first down defense here. Making a second and long.
Second down and 8, and the Crusaders at least showing nobody in the backfield. Now Curtis comes in motion. He gets the pitch out wide. Trying to string it out. Winslow's all over this one, and he gets tackled out across the 45-yard line to set up third and medium.
Yeah, good in initial penetration here. Shoots right by. The defender shoots right by Curtis, but that gives time for the rest of the Black Raiders to get on the play, including Nicholas McCann, number 55, a 6 foot, 260-pound senior tackle.
You see Winslow defensively doing what I think John Bapst needs to key in on when Winslow has the ball. Those defensive ends, they're setting the edge. So John Bapst only has one option. It's to go inside the block, not to try to break it outside, too.
Yeah, but then you go inside, and Hobby bounces off it and goes 57 yards or touchdown, whatever it is.
Fake for Willett here. He is running through the middle of the defense, now breaking it out to the near sideline. And a healthy scamper there for the Bapst QB. Getting the Crusaders across midfield and heading back down towards another scoring opportunity, angling out at the 34-yard line.
Nice gain here. Here's Willett. See the fake pitch there, and went up the middle initially, but then saw a lane to the outside. A nice cut there to pick up an extra 10 yards and get out of bounds.
Gain of about 20 on the run inside the final 60 seconds here of the opening quarter. 56.5 frozen on the clock after he went out of bounds. Pitch to Curtis, going right. This time he gets outside the block. Curtis towards the sideline, shedding tacklers. A late hit comes in to take him to the ground. It looks like they'll mark him out few yards behind that, though, at the 29.
Yeah, good pursuit by Winslow, but the block there keeps the initial defender away, and once Curtis is able to turn the corner, and then it's going to be muscle on muscle and 5-yard gain on first down.
Acadia Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution with 8 branches, 3 of them in Bangor, and a new location coming to Brewer. Find out how Acadia can enrich your life at acadiafcu.org. Curtis receives the pitch off the motion, and he gets swallowed up rather quickly that time by the Black Raiders. No gain on the play.
Again, working to the short side of the field, going to the right side that they favor. Defense up to the task on that play.
Third down and 4. Let's see if John Bapst wants to snap it on this side of the quarter as they break the huddle with 19 seconds.
I think they have to, just based on when I think they started marking the clock off.
Curtis in motion. They go to Alley up the middle. Alley trying to push for the first down. He's going to get marked about a yard short. Down at the 25, and that's how the first quarter comes to a close. John Bapst will have a 4th and 1 to open up the second quarter. 14 all here on Ticket TV between number 1 and number 2 in the Class D North Regional Championship game. Don't go anywhere. The second quarter right after this.
Fall into savings at the Furniture Gallery. Curl up with a leather reclining sofa for just $8.98. Hosting for the holidays, save up to 20% on dining furniture. Get the guest room ready with 10% off bedroom furniture and sofa sleepers from $6.25. Fall in love with your home this season with the help of the Furniture Gallery. Don't miss out on 18 months special financing on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, and North Windham.
Your first car, your first edition, and your first edition. We're here to help with all of life's firsts. Brewer Federal Credit Union. BrewerFCU.org.
I listed.
Back here at Cameron Stadium for the start of the second quarter. 14-14 here on Ticket TV in the Class D North Regional Final up in Orono. A big game taking place at Morse Field, Ernie, and not the best update.
No, halftime has arrived, and Rhode Island Rams, undefeated in the CAA, lead Maine 28-7. Maine, of course, riding a 6-game winning streak.
Yep.
Trying to forge their way into the playoffs. Now we get a timeout by John Bapst before we start the second quarter here.
We will sneak in a picture-in-picture break. Back for that 4th and 1 right after this.
Hi, I'm Steve Prey. My father built Prey's Auto Sales on trust, integrity, and dependability. Today, we work hard to carry on those same qualities. Prey's Auto Sales has now grown to 2 locations, which gives you a bigger and better selection to choose from. We have a wonderful service department. They really thoroughly examine every vehicle before we sell it and also maintain your vehicle after the sale. Our financing department works with banks, local credit unions, and alternative financing to help you get in the vehicle of your choice. At Prey's Auto Sales, you don't have to wait for a sale. We offer every day guaranteed lowest price. We really are an extended family of grandparents, parents, kids. Come on out and see us and you'll see why we've been in business for 40 years. Plus, we do free appraisals. Prey's Auto Sales, Outer Broadway, Bangor.
Welcome back to Bangor. Have another look at this 4th and 1 attempt by the Crusaders, which led to both teams celebrating. John Bapst as though they got the first down. Winslow as though they came away with the football. As you take another look, referee still talking this thing over.
See, the ball was stripped from Alley as he was still standing up.
Here it is, official timeout. And it looks like they're still discussing things. Calling over the 4th official. Dan O'Connell has his right arm stretched towards the John Bapst end zone, or he did. Winslow was pointing the other direction.
Might get a chance to take one more look at this to see what we could see after the ball came out. I didn't see the ball. I saw Alley without the ball.
And Winslow's reaction.
That's not to say somebody from John Bapst was there. See the quick handoff to Alley, and he's going to get stripped of it right there.
Oh, no, it's actually Willett who still has the ball.
Okay,
at this
there
point.
it is.
Willett's still behind the action coming up there.
He's still got the ball.
And then right here, it gets punched out from behind. Down on the field.
Boy, he was almost on the ground before.
We got referees going over to both head coaches right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say 55 was down on the ground.
For Winslow?
For John Bapst. At one point, I'm not saying he had the ball. I'm just saying he was down in that territory.
Zach Gaudette, senior offensive lineman.
Yeah, fooled us with the handoff play. But it was Willett on the carry. And actually, he got farther than I thought anybody from John Bapst got it before the ball came loose.
Dan O'Connell doesn't seem overly upset with what he's hearing, and that's why, because it's John Bapst football, 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, and the drive continues.
I mean, this is another play, kind of like the first meeting where close call, it goes John Bapst's way. Not saying that it shouldn't be, but that's the way it is. And it got the first down yardage down to the 23.
Drive alive, 1st and 10 here for the Crusaders. Let's see if they can pay it off. Curtis comes in motion. Willett keeps it, and he gets spun down. A couple of players causing a pile up in the backfield.
John Bapst is getting into a situation here where they love to go to their right, but they wind up doing it to the short side of the field a lot, which is helping the defense a little bit.
Officially no gain to set up 2nd and 10. This holiday season, take your office party from nice to unforgettable. Flash Me Maine Photo Booth Rentals. Bring the fun, the laughs, and the memories your team will love. Don't wait. Book now. FlashMeMaine.com.
Hobby with the tackle from behind there. It's harder to run those pitch plays to the weak side of the field or to the short side of the field. Just isn't as much room.
2nd down and 10 here for the Crusaders. This time they fake the short handoff, looking to throw. Willett lofting one towards the end zone. Some contact down there. Butler was looking for a call. Nothing there. 3 to 4 white shirts in the way of Butler trying to get to that ball as we have another look.
Yeah, a little fake the fullback back handoff. This is pass all the way. You can see Butler there, but there's 3 defenders, and they're all pretty close. I think that's probably a decent no call.
You can see all the Winslow defenders, too, looking back, so that's always the savior for the DB if your head's turned. 3rd down and 10 now on the 23. Winslow trying to stiffen up and get the game's first stop defensively. Willett under pressure immediately, faked the pitch, and Winslow came right through the line.
Patrick Lubier, number 11, the first one to get there. I don't know if that was I'm trying to decide if that was a busted play or not, but there's nobody there. No, that was a fake pitch.
Through the line.
He had no time. They just blew through the middle of the line. Also, Isaac Bulger, a freshman, helping out there. First sack of the game, and that's a big play there. -7.
4th and about 17 now. Ball spotted on the 30. And if you're John Bapst, now it's decision time.
Well,
is this a scenario where you throw one down there and almost hope you can convince Winslow to pick it off and get some punt yardage if it doesn't work out?
First, we're going to have the final time out of the half for John Bapst.
Yeah, they've spent their 3 timeouts here. Still more than 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. We'll sneak in a picture-in-picture break back for this 4th down call right after this on Ticket TV.
Stop in for a burger, burrito, or delicious item off the lunch menu. Cool down or warm up with drink options such as fresh squeezed lemonade, milkshake, hot or iced coffee. We also have Butterfield's homemade ice cream or over 20 flavors of shaved ice, with a variety of bakery items with gluten-free options available and our dog treats for your fur baby. Come visit us at Maniac Snack Shack and Sniff and Snack Bakery and Barkery at 45 Conduskeg Road in Levant.
It's going to be 8 degrees in here by the time the game ends.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, Less than 2 minutes into this second quarter, John Bapst has used its final timeout ahead of a 4th and 17. You can see ball on the Winslow 31-yard line. Neither team has yet to muster a defensive stand in this game. John Bapst on their third series scored on the first two. Winslow has run a total of 4 plays, two two-play scoring drives.
And John Bapst needs to get down to the 13. They need 17 on this play to maintain possession.
Sticking with a bunch formation. Short drop here for Willett. Now he rolls out to his right under pressure. Heaves it towards the sideline, and it's caught, but short. And it's going to be a turnover on downs here, with the ball going over to the Black Raiders, taking over inside their own 20-yard line.
James Seymour on the catch, but couldn't stay upright. Had to dive to get the ball. Gaining yardage, but not enough as Willett throws under pressure. And so Winslow gets that stop and takes over.
In the end, the fumble recovery right there around the quarter break ends up not hurting. Winslow gets the ball back here. 9:52 remaining in the second quarter. Autumn of Life Home Care is looking to hire reliable, caring workers to help assist clients with daily living activities while remaining in their own homes. Flexible schedules and an office located at 695 Stillwater Avenue in Old Town. Call 217-6026 or find them on Facebook. Up to the 25 on the first play of the series here for the Black Raiders.
Steve Fortin, the quarterback, was a running back last year, and he certainly likes contact because he's the lead blocker.
He is.
Most of the time, and when the play goes outside, and helped Hobby pick up about 7 on first down.
2nd and 3 here at the 25 as Winslow breaks the huddle. If the theme holds, they're taking this play to the house.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a give up the middle this time and a short gain, getting close to first down yardage.
Broddick, B-R-O-D-D-I-K, Bimpson, B-I-M-P-S-O-N, 5'8", 190-pound senior fullback.
Number 42, kind of the short yardage specialist for him.
Going to be about 3rd and a foot.
Bimso, less than 200 rushing yards for the year, but 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that short yardage guy.
Might get the call again here. No, they go for their pitch. A flag flies. Got some movement first. And let's see what the call is.
Offsides.
Offsides, yeah.
4th penalty on the 3rd penalty on the Black Raiders.
Well, no, so they called offsides, but they pointed. Yeah, okay, so offensive offsides there with the movement. Just getting going, I guess, before the snap.
Just across the
diving
line
into the neutral zone. So it's from 3rd and about a foot to 3rd and 6.
Winslow not prone to passing a lot. This wouldn't necessarily be a passing situation. As a team, Winslow 14, 11 of 24 passing this season, so he's passed about as much as Willett.
Yep. Here it is. They go for the counter on 3rd and medium, and they break one. It wasn't on the second play. It might have been on the 3rd play of this drive. To the 20, the 15, the 10. He is gone. Outstretched arms onto the track. Hobby breaks another, and Winslow jumps in front.
78 yards there. I want to see the start of this play to see if the ball was handed off a couple of times or just once.
Counter
it is. The counter there with Lubier handing off to the inside to Hobby, who took it to the right side, get outside quickly. And
Ernie, we got a flag on the field, and it's coming back.
Oh, boy.
Take another look at this replay. I didn't notice it until we were watching the replay, and right as Hobby breaks it around the corner.
The flag is there?
Yeah, if we could see this replay again, you see Winslow there trying to get some clarification. Watch Hobby break it around the corner. You'll see the ref wind up and throw the flag.
Yep.
Wait for it. Right there.
Oh, boy.
I didn't see it in real time. But
coming from distance there.
On the replay, that wipes out, what'd you say, a 74-yard touchdown?
Would have been 78.
78.
Ball back at the 25.
So instead of the long touchdown, it is now 3rd and medium, right back to where they were, basically.
Yeah, got credit for basically 3 yards.
They go for the pitch again. A fumble in the backfield. It's picked up by Lubier. He's trying to stretch it out, and he gets swarmed, but a late flag comes in on the far sideline. A Crusader over there with hands on a helmet, so let's see what this call is. Right about here is where this flag comes in. It's on the edge.
Get a 5-yard face mask penalty, which will be a first down.
That is. Wow.
By a yard.
Killer calls both ways. Hobby's long touchdown getting called back because of a blocking hold, or a holding penalty, excuse me, and now a stop by the Crusaders. Undone by a face mask, although they're still saying 3rd down with the sticks.
Okay, well, it must be from the spot of the foul. But Daniel, okay. Spot of the foul. So it's now
3rd and 3. So they're creeping closer to the sticks.
Yeah, it's kind of a no gain on the penalty there.
They do it again. They go for the straight pitch this time. It's Lobier trying to string it near side. He gets a block, but then run over by Butler short of the 30. Did he get enough? It appears that he did. Winslow
got to get to the 28.
Signaling that way. Referee on the far side looks to have his foot planted right on the 28. We might have a measurement coming up.
Butler delivered a blow there. This is, wait a minute, freshman. This is pretty close.
There's the signal. First down.
They did give him the first down.
Move the chains.
Close enough. That knocks Lubier's average, by the way, down to 35 yards per carry.
Yeah, the Winslow offensive yardage per play taking a hit on this drive.
He had 1 for 67, and now he's got 2 for 70.
1st and 10 now. Black Raiders on the 29-yard line. Once again, that bunch backfield. They fake it. They're looking to throw.
Tight
Fortin
end.
airing it out for the tight end. It hangs up in the air, and John Bapst is able to break it up as that pass was intended for Noah Harding, but just kind of floated up there an extra second.
I think that was Goddard on defense here. Hold on a second. No, excuse me. That's Butler getting there just in time to knock the arm loose, the right arm, and that kept the ball from being caught. Good defense there. Yeah, the tight end is a primary receiving target for Winslow.
I mentioned the Black Raiders don't throw the ball a ton. Fortin, just 144 yards, a couple of touchdowns coming into today's action. Second and 10, same look for the Raiders. Counter give here. And Lubier wrapped up across the 30.
You don't see that double handoff very often, so it's something you have to adjust to. You see the handoff, you react to that. Next thing you know, there's a handoff guy going the other way because of the second handoff.
3rd down and 8, so Bapst trying to match stop for stop with the Winslow D.
Well, this game is suddenly, I say this, settled down into a kind of an ordinary high school football game here a little bit.
That it has.
Of course, the penalty helped, but teams are starting to adapt to what they're seeing out there a little bit better on the defensive end.
Shotgun formation here for Winslow. Trips to the bottom of the screen. They run it the other way. Fortin trying to get to the edge. He does, and he's got the first down. Able to turn that corner. He was being chased by Gaudette and Butler, but Fortin beats him to the sticks for a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, again, a former tailback here, and Fortier.
Oh, they did mark him short. Wow.
Yeah.
Have another look here.
See here.
1 step, 2.
And then he's going out ahead of the
yeah, I guess ball in the trail arm there.
So it's going to be, what, fourth and 1? 4th and
a foot maybe?
Less than a yard. at the 38.
If you're in the mood for mouth-watering pizza or Italian food made from fresh ingredients, try Angela's Pizzeria in Bangor and in Hamden. Fourth and very short here for Winslow. Big pack it in.
Yeah, big play for both teams right here.
Fortin maybe going with the hard count. Now he keeps it right up the gut.
Looks like
and
he got
it appears that he has the foot necessary.
Yeah, he got a full yard. That's behind the center there, number 72. Brody Davidson, 5'11", 300-pound senior.
Had Broderick Bimson at his back, giving the push on the tush push.
42. Bimson, a mere 190. Yeah, good size there on that defensive front. Guard, small and quick. The tackles in the center. Big and strong.
1st and 10 here for Winslow. Again, a shotgun look. They hand it off up the gut. And a gain of about 5 on the first down carry.
Yeah, hobby that time.
Inside zone for the Black Raiders on first down. Start your day off right with Black Fly Coffee, a local coffee shop with drive-through and mobile ordering, serving the best in the area in coffee, along with bagels, bakery items, donuts, and more at 107 Main Road in Holden, just across the Brewer line. Winslow operating out of the shotgun again. Here is another give. It's Hobby. He gets stuck right at the first down marker.
Guess who?
Malcolm Butler.
23, Malcolm Butler.
He likes to use that hit stick out there.
Pick up a 4, though, just 3rd and short now, 3rd and 1.
I think they're marking it forward, actually.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Wow.
They gave it to him late.
Boy, I don't know that I thought he got that far, but he did. Going to be spotted at 49. Give him 5. Generous spot. Good hit. Good run.
As you mentioned, this second quarter being played vastly different than the first quarter was, as Winslow, a short hand up the middle, gets to midfield, but not beyond.
Well, that's Bimson. And a good stop there by number 7, Jacob Warren of John Bapst.
Got some school profiles here to show you in a moment. 2nd and 8 coming up here for the for the Black Raiders. The Coach House Restaurant and Brewer is your stop for home-style cooking, homemade desserts, and experience-friendly staff. Find them at 457 Wilson Street in Brewer and at thecoachhouserestaurant.com. Keeping it this time, Fortin coming to the near sideline. Late pitch and dragged down after a short gain is Lubier. 3rd down and long coming up for Winslow.
Gavin Alley, good pursuit by the defense to the, what was the far side, now the near side. And Lubier, not much, maybe a couple.
Fortin back over from the sideline. 3rd down and 6 here for the Winslow Black Raiders. 3 minutes remaining in this first half, tied at 14. It'll be Winslow ball to begin the third quarter. They were down 8-0 and 14-6.
Whistle, excuse me.
Yeah, we got a whistle that stops this.
It's going to be Winslow's last time out of the first half.
Well, we have a moment. Let's show you those school profiles. We'll begin with the visitors making the trip up from Winslow High School.
372 the enrollment.
Wow.
I was down there
is
many years ago, and it was much more than that, but mills have closed and times have changed. Athletic Administrator Jim Burgoyne, Principal Chad Bell for the Black Raiders. And did you know early Winslow High School teams used to play football on a field shared with grazing cattle? Not just cattle, but grazing cattle. Local farmers let their animals roam the open lot behind the original school. coaches reportedly had to chase cows off the field before practices.
Yeah, but you don't have to plow. You just let them go out there and nibble away.
But that's how you learn
fresh field.
That's how you learn cow tipping, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or, running lanes. You just have to get through the cows.
John Bapst at 5'16", Dan O'Connell, the football coach and athletic administrator, Jason O'Reilly, the principal for the Crusaders. And did you know John Graham came to Bangor in 1902 to unite the trolley lines, later transforming the company into Bangor Hydroelectric by 1925.
I'd say it worked out for him.
Yeah, he made a good, fine living for himself and his family.
Winslow starts out with the spread. Now they pack it in ahead of a 3rd and long. 2:50 on the clock here in the first half. A pitch, a counter give. It's Hobby. He gets stuck by Butler right across the 45 at about the 44. Hobby had a head of steam behind him. He just ran into Malcolm Butler, tipped him over. Speaking of cow tipping.
Tell you what, though, Crusaders fortunate that Butler was there, because if he wasn't there in a position to lay that kind of a hit on him, Hobby is gone.
Yep.
There's nobody else back there. And now we've got another big play here as the first half winds down, 4th and 3. Winslow, of course, will go for it.
Ball spotted on the Bapst 44-yard line. Fortin under center. Wing T look. They are going to throw it. Oh, he had a man down the middle of the field.
He's going to be able to run for it now.
Now he's going to run it, though, with the open room to the far sideline, up the boundary to the 25, lowering his shoulder. Fortin surprising the Bapst defense for some extra yardage at the end of that run and a fresh set of downs.
He's looking downfield, I think, for his tight end. And
yeah,
wasn't open. Good coverage downfield, but that creates running room for the former tailback. And you see him extend the play down around the 25. That's where it's going to be spotted at the 25. Gain of 19 yards on the play on that 4th and 3.
Al Sabawawi, the 6'2 tight end, was going right up the seam, but I'm not sure if Fortin saw him in time. Didn't matter in the end as he got a nice gain out of it. 1st and 10 here at the 25. Just inside of 2 minutes remaining. They fake the screen. They air it out on the wheel route, and Hobby makes the catch just shy of the goal line with his back planted on the half-yard line.
Boy, Willett thought he was going to get a hand on it there defensively on the lofted pass to Hobby. But Hobby made a tremendous catch. Concentration as well to withstand the hands in front of him. Here's Hobby. Here's Willett. And Willett can't quite get to it. Hobby can. 1st and goal at the 1. Plus 24 on that pass. First completion of the day for Liam Fortin.
Winslow thought they had the lead back at the start of the drive. It got called back. They have it now.
Bimson.
Short give up the middle, and it's the short yardage man, Bimson, into the end zone. Winslow goes in front with 85 seconds remaining in this first half.
Yeah, just a power move there. Easy to get that final yard. And Winslow takes its first lead of the contest here.
What a drive that was with how disjointed it was. The long touchdown getting called back, some more confusion in the middle of it. And Winslow just kept churning away after their first 2 scoring drives. Ran a grand total of 4 plays. How long was that one, Ernie?
That was 82 yards. I got it for 16 plays.
Extra point right through the uprights. And Winslow in front by 7, 21-14 with 1:25 remaining. We'll sneak in a quick timeout back here for the final minute 25 of the first half on Ticket TV.
So after my associate's degree, I got married and started a business. I wanted to go back to school. Bachelor of University Studies, it really was sort of like a self-designed track where I was able to take a little bit of everything. I wouldn't have imagined that I would bring life to that once dead goal of mine. My late father's biggest dream was for us to get higher education. I'm very happy to achieve that.
Have a painful tooth or an entire mouthful of teeth? Mid-Coast Denture Design now offers tooth extractions in both Ellsworth and Brewer. Get your teeth pulled and immediate dentures placed right in our office. Quick, convenient, and comfortable. Let denturist Lindsay Young and her staff create immediate dentures for you, all in one location. Mid-Coast Denture Design. the go-to in Bangor and Ellsworth for dentures and tooth extraction services. Because everyone deserves an awesome smile. Visit midcoastdenturdesignmaine.com.
Back here at Cameron, Winslow kicking the ball away to John Bapst. Remember, the Black Raiders get the ball to begin the third quarter. Curtis, a little bit of a bobble. Now he picks it up off the turf. It breaks a couple of tackles, trying to get out to the sideline. He does so. Curtis up the sideline to midfield, eventually tackled out by Hobby inside the 45-yard line, but maybe the spark that Coach O'Connell and the Crusaders were looking for.
Yeah, again, it's one of these ones that it's kind of misplayed, and sometimes that throws everybody off kilter, and Curtis made the most of it after picking up the ball.
In the shadows.
Gets a good block there at about the 35-yard line, be able to see him to get outside. Then he shows off his speed. Ball was going to be placed at the 43 of Winslow.
73 seconds to go, 43 yards here for the Crusaders.
35 yards on the return.
John Bapst, who has twice held an 8-point lead in this first half, finds themselves trailing by 7 as they begin this drive with a pitch to Curtis up the sideline, tackled, and I believe kept in bounds.
Yeah.
Great job there by Winslow to swarm over to the boundary and then drag him down away from it.
Yeah, that's a play where Curtis had the chance to get out of bounds. It might have cost him a yard, but there you kind of want the clock more than you do that extra yard.
Because, of course, Bapst called their final timeout 10 minutes ago, right?
There are no timeouts left in this half for either team.
Clock running. Approaching 40 seconds here as the Crusaders get to the line. Willett with the straight drop. Looking downfield, he airs it out down the sideline, and it's picked off. Picked off back into the end zone. Winslow has got to be careful here because that was intercepted in the field of play. Now bringing it out up to the 15 and tackled down there. Got to have another look. I believe that was
Giovanni Garcia.
Yeah, sophomore defensive back with a nice over-the-shoulder catch as that ball floated back towards the middle of the field.
Just overthrown. Garcia had 2 picks last week against Madison when he ran back for a touchdown. Playing center field in that play and kind of flirted with some disaster in the end zone.
I was getting a little scared on his behalf there.
But
picked it off at about the 2, and you never quite know.
Yeah, this is going to be taking knee time for Winslow with no timeouts left.
19.2 seconds remaining. Winslow takes the knee.
That should be it.
Signaling now to wind that clock, and the Black Raiders are content to take a 7-point lead to the half. They'll get the ball to begin the third quarter. And the Winslow defense with 2 stops at the end of this first half to take the lead into intermission at 21-14. Don't go anywhere. Halftime show is coming up right around the corner. First half highlights, stats, and much more on Ticket TV. You're watching the Class D North Regional Championship game. Winslow leading John Bapst at half.
Life is so much better when you impact the lives of those around you, and with Creative Options, you will. Creative Options provides services and support to adults with intellectual disabilities, and right now, Creative Options is looking for shared living providers who take clients into their own homes, kind of like adult foster care. You'll enjoy a generous, tax-free stipend to work from home and make a difference in someone's life. To apply for this tremendous opportunity, simply visit creativeoptionsllc.org. That's creativeoptionsllc.org.
Harvey RV and Marine's Last Call for Adventure savings event is happening this month only in Glenburn. Unbeatable last call savings on campers, motorhomes, travel trailers, and more. Or save big on family-friendly pontoon boats and state-of-the-art fishing boats. And with flexible financing and winter storage available at Harvey RV and Marine, you can buy today and play when the snow melts. Don't miss Harvey RV and Marine's Last Call for Adventure savings event happening now. Just 6 minutes past Tractor Supply, Outer Broadway, Glenburn.
The hands-on experience is such a crucial part of education, period.
The faculty are incredible. They work so hard to make sure that all their students have what they need to succeed.
There's all kind of opportunities, and I'm just very grateful knowing that I have a job lined up full-time when I graduate, and that is all thanks to coming to Hudson.
Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center offers fantastic food and drinks in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere with 29 flat-screen TVs for your sports viewing pleasure and an arcade with prizes for the whole family to enjoy. Whether you're looking for a drink at the bar while watching your favorite sports team or trying to find a place to bring the family for a great meal out, Heroes is the place to be. Heroes also offers takeout or catering for any event in the Bangor area, large or small.
Come for the food.
Stay for the friends.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
He can't catch a football, but he can fetch you a home. Catch Luke at Next Home Experience.
You've always known what you wanted, no matter how far down the road it looked. We're here to help you get there. Brewer Federal Credit Union. brewerfcu.org.
Fall into savings at the Furniture Gallery. Curl up with a leather reclining sofa for just $8.98. Hosting for the holidays, save up to 20% on dining furniture. Get the guest room ready with 10% off bedroom furniture and sofa sleepers from $625. Fall in love with your home this season with the help of the Furniture Gallery. Don't miss out on 18 months special financing on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, and North Windham.
Sometimes life is a cluttered mess, but your car doesn't have to be. At Dean's Detailing, we have a variety of packages that will make your car look new again. Change your outlook. Book your appointment now at deansdetailing.com.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Cameron Stadium here in Bangor. John Bapst, number 1, Winslow, number 2. This is the Class D North Regional Championship game. And after facing a couple of 8-point first-half deficits, it's Winslow with a 7-point lead at the intermission. We begin the halftime show here on Ticket TV with a look at our University of Maine fan cam. You see the Winslow Black Raider fans over across the far sideline enjoying some of the sun here at Cameron Stadium today. Update on UMaine athletics. Football, it's not looking great up in Orono, Ernie. Black Bears trailing 35-13 with about 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter, taking on number 9 Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island's controlled this game from the start. It was 28-7 at halftime, and looks like the Rams will stay undefeated, nationally ranked 9th.
Yep.
In one poll, 11th in another poll, and they are the lone undefeated team left in conference play in the CAA. A bunch of teams with the one loss trying to hang into the playoff picture. And this one, billed as a big game, and certainly is right now for Rhode Island. Maine, probably in a tough situation. There'll be 5 losses overall if they don't make a comeback. And they've got the one game left down in Durham, New Hampshire next week against another team that's fighting in a similar way to make their case for a playoff berth.
Maine women's basketball falling by 4 points last night at VCU, 81-77. Maine men's basketball takes on Quinnipiac in the home opener tomorrow at 2 o'clock from the pit. Maine hockey 7-0 winners last night over Vermont. Game 2 coming up tonight at 7:30. And Maine women's soccer falling 2-0 at UCF last night in the NCAA tournament. Time now to welcome you into our halftime show here on Ticket TV. It is presented by the Furniture Gallery. Score big this season with the Furniture Gallery, your Maine-based family-owned furniture store now open in Topsom. Celebrate their new location with a month-long Black Friday event. Save on furnishings to prepare your home for the holidays and beyond, only at the Furniture Gallery. Let's get this halftime show underway with a look at the first half highlights. We certainly had plenty.
Sure did. This is Willette firing deep. Behind the defense is Thomas Curtis behind 2 defenders. Gets in for a 40-yard touchdown play on a 4th and 3, by the way.
Yep.
And this is the extra point rush by Willett, and it's 8-0 John Bapst. That rush came after a offsides penalty on the extra point, but it took Winslow very little time to come back. Michael Lubia, the freshman, 67 yards on Winslow's first play from scrimmage before being caught at the 1 by Malcolm Butler, and on the next play, the Black Raiders go in. Liam Fortin, the keeper, 1-yard run, but John Bapst able to stop the 2-point conversion. It's 8-6 John Bapst, and here comes Aiden Willett again on the run. Good gain there to put John Bapst in scoring position, and there it is as
Malcolm Butler
takes the pitch, but the extra point no good. 14-6 John Bapst as we are into the second quarter now. We're into the first quarter still, but that didn't take long. Second play after the kickoff, Hassan Hobby, well, he ran for 5 yards on the first play. On the second play, he went the final 53 for the touchdown. And there is Michael Lubia, the freshman, in for the 2-point conversion. And we are tied at 14 apiece. Still in the first quarter, by the way. That was with 2:38 left. There's a fumble by John Bapst, but they recover it, keep the drive alive. And then here is Liam Fortin with his lone completion of the first half to Hassan Hobby just behind the defense. Get it down to the 1, and on the next play, Broderick Bimson over the line, and Winslow gets the extra point kick by Hobby to take the lead. That was the only touchdown of the second quarter, 21-14. Winslow, and there's an interception late as John Bapst is trying to score. That was a kind of a desperation throw there, intercepted by Giovanni Garcia, and he runs it back to the 15, and then the Black Raiders take a knee, and we're at halftime with Winslow leading 21-14.
Those halftime highlights presented by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get loot and get sold with Next Home Experience. 35 points on the board in that first half. What did the stats look like, Ernie?
Well, first for the Black Raiders of Winslow, 218 yards of total offense, 194 on 16 rushes, and then Fortin 1 of 2 passing for 24 yards for the total of 218. Leading the way for the Black Raiders, Hassan Hobby, 6 carries for 88 yards and a 53-yard, including a 53-yard touchdown run. Michael Lubia, 4 carries for 76 yards, including that 67-yard run on Winslow's first play from scrimmage to set up a touchdown. Liam Fortin, 4 carries for 27 yards and a touchdown. And Broderick Bimson, 2 carries, 3 yards, including a 1-yard touchdown run. Fortin, 1 of 2 passing for 24 yards to Hassan Hobby. For the John Bapst Crusaders, total of 187 yards, 24 rushes for 135 on the ground, 2 of 5 passing with 1 interception for 52 yards for Aiden Willett, including a 40-yard touchdown strike to Thomas Curtis and a 12-yard pass to James Seymour. The rushing for the Black Raiders leading the way is Thomas Curtis, 8 carries for 55 yards. Aiden Willett, 7 carries for 44 yards. Evan Alley, 6 carries for 21 yards. And Malcolm Butler, 3 carries for 15 yards, including a 2-yard touchdown run. 1 turnover for John Bapst, the interception. That was it. There was 1 fumble, but they recovered, the Crusaders did. So just the 1 turnover in the first half. And again, the score is Winslow 21, John Bapst 14.
Ticket TV coverage brought to you in part by Hartford's Auto Service at 62 Liberty Drive in Herman. They do repairs on all makes and models of cars and trucks with over 3 decades of experience. Hartford's can provide routine maintenance, brake and suspension repairs, muffler repairs, and more. Visit the Hartford's Auto Service Facebook page. We're also brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center, the original redemption center of Old Town for 30 years. They're family owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday with $100 giveaways each month. Old Town Redemption Center at 13 Chester Street in Old Town. Call 827-7887. You can experience the Bennett Auto Center difference at 99 Thatcher Street in Bangor and online at BennettAutoCenter.com. And Tiller & Rye is a local grocer located at 20 South Main Street in Brewer, proud to offer products from right here in the great state of Maine. Let's take a chance to take a peek at the upcoming events this weekend on 92.9 The Ticket, Maine Sports Leader. A busy weekend of sports action. On Maine Sports Leader, you got that Maine versus Rhode Island football game happening right now. Tonight, Maine and Vermont hockey, the second game of that weekend series, half an hour later than last night, 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 the puck drop tonight. Tomorrow, we have a triple header of NFL action with Maine men's basketball sandwiched in between. At 9:15 a.m., the Commanders and Dolphins do battle over in Madrid. At 1:30, coverage begins for Maine versus Quinnipiac. The men in search of their first win of the season tip at 2. We will join Chiefs at Broncos in progress following the conclusion of Maine men's basketball. And then Sunday night football from Philadelphia. The Eagles taking on the Lions, where coverage begins at 7:30. We will take a timeout, and we're back for the second half kick. Winslow begins the third quarter with possession. Up next on Ticket TV.
Now open. Darling's Ford Commercial Vehicle Center, 80 Haskell Road in Bangor. Servicing almost all makes and models of medium and heavy-duty trucks and RVs, from half-tons to vehicles weighing up to 75,000 pounds. Our factory-trained technicians and dedicated service bays are here to keep your wheels on the road. Schedule service now at darlingsford.com. Call 992-1691 or stop in today. You'll do better at Darlings.
Black Bear Nation, it's football season. Join us for all the excitement of game day in Orem. For tickets to all Black Bear games, visit goblackbears.com/tickets or call 581-2327. Go Blue!
Maine's largest network of parts has holiday deals for everyone, like the Chemical Guys Holiday Detailing Bucket, packed with premium car care products, or Rain-X wiper blades, and a booster pack jump starter, perfect for cold morning peace of mind. Stay powered longer with a free Milwaukee Impact Wrench when you buy a red lithium battery 2-pack, while keeping you warm in Milwaukee's heated gear for any occasion. Purchase a Maine Veterans Project logo at any of their 30 locations and help keep a Maine vet warm too. Coastal Auto Parts, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Your local professional eco-friendly office space partner is Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop shop to get the job done. Handling all your office furniture and printing machine needs at an affordable price. Offering full system integration into your workplace and local service on everything we sell. We can even remote monitor your system with just-in-time inventory and service need assessments. Little to no downtime gives you peace of mind. At Levesque Business Solutions, your solution is only an email or a phone call away.
Welcome back to Bangor, still at the half, getting ready for the start of the second half. The John Bapst Crusaders just now making their way out of the locker room and on to the field. Ernie, I hope this countdown isn't accurate. They put 30 minutes back up there on the clock.
Well, they want to give Mike Mandel here from the Press Herald time to write his story, so they're going to call the 25-minute penalty on the rest of us.
I wonder who we're bringing in for the halftime show here of the Class D Northern Regional Championship game. It's Winslow leading John Bapst as you take a look at the Black Raiders right there by a score of 21-14.
Yeah, I want to congratulate the Camden Hills Windjammers for winning the 8-man large school state championship this morning, while the game ended in the afternoon, it started in the morning. Knocked off Spruce Mountain 52-26, which is kind of a little higher than normal game for this time of year in the 8-man ranks, but high scoring nonetheless. I mean, I think of how much of a soccer power Camden Hills is, and they started this football team, I don't know, a dozen years ago, 15 years ago, and almost had to cancel it 2 or 3 times, just not getting enough bodies. But
we've only lost a couple of games, and I truly mean a couple in the last 3 years.
Yeah, one this year to Glenue Gloucester, of all people, a team that only had 1 win going into the game. But they responded well from that, knocked off Mount Desert Island 35-0 in the Northern Championship game, and playing against a good Spruce Mountain team. that had played strong at the end of the at the end of the season and into the playoffs. Beat a good Mount Ararat team last week, but no match today for Camden Hills, and they claimed the first American football state championship in school history. So, congrats to them. The small school championship game between Old Orchard Beach and Stearns is underway right now down at Edward Little High School in Auburn, I believe. And I did see a score of 12-6, but I don't know much more about it than that. That was a game that was supposed to start at 2:30, so they probably are around halftime down there as we speak.
Both teams back out there on the gridiron. We are ready to begin the second half of play. Malcolm Butler kicking it away to the Black Raiders, who went 3 for 3 on their first half offensive drives. The first two took a grand total of 4 plays. And then what'd they do? Quadruple it on their third scoring drive there?
Yeah, it was 16 plays, 82 yards if memory serves me. Because they did get stopped on the last play of the half.
I guess, yeah, if we're counting the kneel down there.
Technically, that's a win, but for John Bapst. But
here's the kickoff from Butler as that spins its way down to the 30, and Winslow will just fall on it right there. Garcia going down to the turf, and that's where the Black Raiders will take over 4 seconds into this third quarter. Coverage on Ticket TV brought to you in part by Orno and Callis IGA. Shop smart, shop local. At Orno IGA and Callis IGA, they appreciate the support from their local communities and are proud to support local Maine schools and student athletes on Ticket TV. Orno and Callis IGAs are hometown proud. Also brought to you by The Growing Place, helping families grow for less and polish your home in style for a fraction of retail costs. Check them out first, check them out often. Do Green, sustainability always trending at 548 Hammond Street in Bangor. The Black Raiders begin the third quarter after chasing for much of the first half, a chance to build on their lead here to begin half number 2, and it starts with a hand to Hobby.
Yeah, the double handoff to start the second half. Had great success with that in the first half. Hobby picks up about 4 on that first down play. And if you're John Bapst, you just need to stop. You haven't had one yet, other than that last play of the first half, which was a knee. But you need to stop because right now, if you can't stop Winslow from scoring, it's going to be hard to catch up, even though you're only down 1 score.
Second down, and they call it 5, a long 5 here. They fake the, give the double handoff, and it's swallowed up there quickly. And John Bapst, wise to it, certainly more than I was, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that was Louvier there.
Short gain on the play. It's going to be third and about 3.5 here for the Black Raiders with the ball spotted just shy of the 40.
I mean, even here, I don't necessarily see Winslow doing anything but going for it on fourth down.
No, not without a significant loss, you would think.
A penalty.
Shotgun snap. Fortin rolling to his right. He's running all the way. He's running towards the boundary, and it looks like Bapst forced him out short of the line to gain. See exactly where he gets spotted. Had to get to about the 40, and he was driven out before that.
Yeah, he's 2 yards short. I mean, where he went out at the 38, and that's where it's being spotted.
Well, now let's see what the Black Raiders choose to do.
Well, they bring
taking off some size.
Taking off some big numbers, including the tight end. They might be still lacking somebody.
Decision here at the end of the first drive.
Oh, they're going to line up in punt formation.
Yeah, they are.
I guess you do this with a lead. You might not want to take a chance on giving John Bapst a short field. Punting into the wind, by the way.
Hobby sends it down there, spiraling, calling for the fair catch is Butler, and he makes it at the 31-yard line. So we flip fields.
And there's your stop. If you're John Bapst, there's your stop. Now you got to go down and execute the offense, which they have done for the most part here in the first half. I can understand the punt. I mean, but it's one of those things where I would also have a lot of confidence in a rushing attack that ran for 3,565 yards. During the season.
Broken their share of long ones today.
Yes.
John Bapst, though, is more than content to receive that punt and begin this possession just across the 30.
That was the first punt of the game, by the way.
Butler in motion. They pitch it here to Curtis, come in our direction. Curtis dragged down from behind and slung out of bounds across the 40 by Lobier.
Yeah, good play to start the drive for John Bapst. It's going to be they're going to give him the first down.
Yep. Now making the signal. Fresh set of downs at the 41-yard line as Willett makes his way back to the huddle from the sideline.
I talk about John Bapst not stopping Winslow. I mean, 187 yards and a half is what, 375 for the game. That's not exactly stopping the offense.
Curtis again with the motion. They give it up the middle, and no running room there for Alley, who gets tripped up immediately.
They're going to give him a yard. But big size up front for Winslow. It's tough to push for 4 quarters.
From a lawnmower to a skidder, Bangor Tire Company has you covered since 1927. The best in tires and service. Find it at 514 Colebrook Road in Herman or at bangortire.com. And whether playing or watching, football can work up quite an appetite. That's when it's time for Pat's Pizza on Main Road in Hamden. Call 947-6488 or visit patspizzahamden.com. Second down and 9. Willett. A look over the defense, nobody behind him. Now Butler motions over there. He receives the pitch, and Fortin is right there to wrap him up. Help comes from Bolger and Lubier, and that's a big play by the Winslow D and a big loss for the Bapst offense.
Yeah, great penetration by about 5 different Black Raiders. As well, that didn't have a choice because the hobby was all over him.
Yep.
And so he made the late pitch, and Butler did a good job to catch it, but nowhere to go as he was going backwards and being pushed farther backwards. Loss of 7 on the play.
Second down and long. Ball spotted back now on the Crusader 35-yard line.
I think it's 3rd down, actually.
Yes, it is. That's what the chain gang says. Drop here from Willett, now rolling near side. He's got the ball tucked. He's being chased, and he's going to be bumped out for a loss of about 3.
Yeah, nobody open downfield. A lot of speed beyond the 2 guys in the middle of the defensive line. You got Hobby and you've got Isaac Bulger, 5'8", 150-pound freshman. Those are your defensive ends.
Yeah.
So going with a lot of quickness there, and ball is back at the 30. That goes as a sack. Second one of the day.
So after that initial 10-yard run to open the drive, Bapst goes backwards, and they are forced to punt. Winslow stringing together a couple of stops here in a row defensively on either side of the halftime break. Willett with the punt. Fielded on a hop. Danger there with some Black Raiders in the area. But the ball stays away, and it is picked up by Zach Gaudette at the 40-yard line.
Well, good field position now for the Black Raiders for their second possession of the half, as the defenses for both teams have done the job here at the outset of the third quarter.
8:12 remaining in the third quarter with Winslow taking over on their own 41-yard line. Ticket TV coverage brought to you by Union Street Laundromat and Dry Cleaning. For over 30 years, they have been Bangor's best. Ask about their military and senior citizen discounts. Open 7 to 7, 7 days a week at 1001 Union Street in Bangor. Also brought to you by Danforth Down Home Supermarkets, family owned and operated since 2007. 2 great locations, Route 2 in Herman and Somerset Avenue in Pittsfield. Fortin tosses. Lubier patiently trying to find his way behind the blocks. Now pushed over towards the sideline and out right at the 45. Good patient running that time from the Black Raider running back, able to find a hole and get a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, pretty good respect by the Winslow defense, not wanting to overshoot the play. Finally gets pushed out of bounds by Jacob Warren. But a gain of 4 on first down. Just the 6th carry of the game for Lubier. Actually, they had a ton of carries because of the big plays early in the game.
Shotgun look here. Straight give up the middle to Hobby. Look at him power forward and keep the legs pushing up to midfield. We'll see where they give him for forward progress. Looks to be right on that midfield stripe, and that'll set up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, again, he's a sprinter, a track guy, and you can see those legs just churning and churning and churning. Hard to bring down when you're trying to tackle him at the shoulder pads.
3rd down and 1 right at midfield. You can see most of that field now blanketed in the shadows. Running out of sunlight here in the afternoon.
I wonder if it's colder under the shadows than it is at the end zone where the sun's still out.
Straight up the middle, and Fortin, look at him go. He was in a little pocket of his line there, and they just kept pushing forward for a gain of 8 or 9 yards down close to the 40.
It's like you got 3 running backs in the backfield, basically. Well, 4.
Look at him go. He's just in his own little bubble of space right there in the midst of the humanity.
The backs in the backfield can't catch up to him because the offensive line is doing such a good job of pushing him forward. Gain of, 8 on that play. I talked with Dan O'Connell after a soccer game during the regular season because he's the AD as well, and we talked about this game, and if you ever played him again, he said he kind of expected that Fortin would be a bigger part of the game. Now, whether he has been or not, can't really tell you based on numbers, but certainly he gives them another weapon in the backfield. Here he goes again.
Trying to bounce it outside. He gets around 1. He will not get around Malcolm Butler, though.
No.
Butler with the arm tackle back at the 45.
No, you can almost see him getting by about anybody else, but you don't get by Malcolm Butler. It's just what he's able to do. He's one of the best football players around, no doubt.
Especially defensively, he has an open field presence to him when you're out there one-on-one, where normally you give the advantage every time to the ball carrier, but he just attacks.
He's a sure tackler, too.
2nd down and 13 after the loss of 3, 6 minutes into this 3rd quarter. Counter handoff, and here goes Hobby into the 2nd level. He has got 1st down yardage, ball out. The ball came out at the end, but it looks like Winslow jumped back on top of it.
Here we go. Hobby, this looks like it has a chance to be broken.
Willett, I think it was, holding him up.
Got the hands on the ball.
He's able to strip it out with the right hand.
Yeah, he stripped it out, and
oh boy, and then he's holding.
Let's see. Oh, right there, 42. It looks Bimson.
Yep.
With the recovery.
Look at that. Everyone's still going with the ball carrier, or at least who they thought was the ball carrier. Bimson fell on it and covered up at the 30.
Big gain, as it turns out, 15 yards. The 1st down.
Here's a give. Bimson gets rewarded, and he goes up the gut for about half of the required distance. A gain of 5 on the 1st down carry.
Don't have a final score, but I believe, I think I saw that Thornton Academy did win that South A final. So they'll play Portland for the state championship game in that class next Saturday down at Fitzpatrick Stadium.
Is that a home field advantage in the state game?
Well, they play their games there.
That's what I mean.
Probably be as many people there from Thornton, if not more, than.
Yeah, that's a local battle down there.
Yeah.
2nd and 5 on the 25 for the Black Raiders. Sticking with the shotgun look on this drive. Switching Hobby over from left to right hip is Fortin. Hobby gets the ball on the inside zone. Now he takes it outside, cuts it up. Pretty good lick there. But he's down to the 20. And I believe has enough for the 1st down. Butler was chasing him from behind. He ran right into Alley, but had the yardage, and the Black Raiders march into the red zone.
It's interesting to watch, like on that last play. There were no receivers at the line of scrimmage immediately. There were just the 5 linemen.
Yep.
And everybody else is spread out, and that part of that is to spread out guys like Malcolm Butler to keep him farther away from the football. And they're doing it again here now. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side.
Fortin fakes the hand, follows it right up the middle, still on his feet, and finally slung down, but the ball is on the turf. There's a scramble for it. Both teams pointing in their respective directions. Winslow seems to be a little more emphatic, saying that they got back on it, and in fact they did, with the referee signaling to keep winding the clock.
The play before there with Hobby, and Black Raiders flirting with a little disaster here with a couple of loose footballs, but they've been able to come up with both of them.
Putting it on the turf twice during this drive, but jumping on it both times.
5-yard gain. Didn't see who came up with that one, but the drive continues for West Littlefield's club.
Protect your home from the top down with AM Construction and Roofing, serving Bangor, Machias, Ellsworth, Augusta, and beyond. Past customers earn $100 for referrals, and right now you can save up to $500 on any roofing project through the end of the year. Call 551-6235. Counter handoff to Lubier. Bapst is all over it, and they ride him to the ground right beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they set up in what for them is a more conventional formation there. Very tight to the line of scrimmage, but John Bapst able to limit Lubier to a couple of yards.
Doors Equipment is your local Kubota dealer. They can help you with all your equipment needs. Visit doorsequipment.com. Hillside Athletics is passionate about sports and feature cutting-edge equipment to help you better your game. Find them at hillsideathletics.com for a full list of equipment, services, and training packages. 3rd down and 3 here. Inside of 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Pitch goes to Hobby. He is able to crawl his way through the middle of the defense and get down to the edge of the 18-yard box here on the football soccer pitch at Cameron Stadium.
First down.
Another first down for the Black Raiders as this drive continues. And Winslow now on the doorstep of going up by 2 scores. 1st and goal set up for the Black Raiders.
They are using the clock. This is, we're over 6 minutes on this drive that started at the Winslow 41. Is churning out the yards on the ground.
Give up the middle.
Bibson.
They go to the big man. And he gets down inside the 5. We'll mark him at the 4. Well, just inside the 5 is where they place the football. "90 seconds remaining in this third quarter on Ticket TV, where we're brought to you in part by the Fitch Company. That's where you will find experienced and electrical control systems engineers, field technicians, designers, and drafters all ready to meet varied engineering challenges or handle projects. Find them at thefitchcompany.com. 2nd down and 5 here for Winslow, keeping it with the bunch look. Wing formation, double handoff. They had to stretch to get it over to Hobby, and then he's able to power his way into the end zone. Another score for the talented Winslow running back, and the Black Raiders go up by double digits.
Yeah, that's 3 straight touchdowns for the Black Raiders, and very impressive. Just a matter of execution. The double handoffs are second to nothing. It's just another way of handing off, basically. And
Lubier dancing around traffic, too, with Jacob Warren down at his feet trying to get that handoff.
Here's Hobby for the extra point.
Kick is on its way, and that kick is through the uprights with 62 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Winslow now doubling up John Bapst on the scoreboard, 28-14. We'll take a quick timeout. Back for the kickoff right after this on Ticket TV.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed.
No.
We can help you through it.
We're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
You deserve a clean car. Let the pros at Dean's Detailing renew your vehicle's appearance and protect your auto investment. Enjoy your ride. Dean's gift cards are the perfect fit. Dean'sDetailing.com.
Get looped, get sold with Next Home Experience.
it comes to repairing or replacing your windshield, Novus is the clear choice in glass repair. Locally owned and operated at 499 Hammond Street, we offer free mobile service in the greater Bangor area, as well as shuttle service during bad weather. We can come to your home, workplace, or anywhere you are. Novus is a preferred service provider by all insurance companies, and we can cover up to $100 of your insurance deductible. Whether it's repairing or replacing your windshield, door glass, mirror, or your rear window glass, you can count on Novus to be where you are when you need us the most.
Back here at Cameron Stadium in Bangor, Thomas Curtis on the return for the Crusaders. John Bapst will begin this possession on the 27-yard line, 54 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And Winslow has scored 22 unanswered points. John Bapst led this game by 8 twice in the first quarter. Here the ball's out as Willett got met immediately in the backfield, able to fall back on top of it. But right now, Winslow playing with all the momentum offensively and defensively, Ernie.
Well, Willett was trying to hand off the ball to Butler, I think, and it was almost stripped. Well, it was stripped by Hobby, but
Hobby almost came in like the handoff was going to him.
Right, and just couldn't complete the handoff. And talk about anticipation. Hassan Hobby right on it. Loss of 7 on the play, and it's immediately second and long for the Crusaders. This game, this third quarter is kind of the opposite of the first quarter where Winslow never had the ball, but Winslow, when it did, went long distance. But here, it's been all ball possession by Winslow on the offensive side and stopping.
Dangerous pitch here, and that one is picked off. Intercepting the pitch. What a play made by Al Sabawi, and the Black Raiders take over on the doorstep to begin the fourth quarter.
Wow, look at this play. I mean, again, it's just great anticipation. There he is, number 6 on defense. He sees what's happening.
Just reads it all the way.
It was high. The pitch was high, and Curtis had to reach up and get it. Couldn't do it, and goes as an interception, I guess, or is it a...
I think that's technically a fumble recovery because that's a lateral pitch.
It was a lateral pitch back, okay.
Didn't even necessarily intend to pick it up. He picked it off with his chest following the hit. The ball just popped up in his arms. That's how the third quarter comes to a close. Winslow with a 14-point lead and all the momentum. And the ball in the red zone to begin the fourth. It's up next on Ticket TV.
Harvey RV and Marine's Last Call for Adventure savings event is happening this month only in Glenburn. Unbeatable last call savings on campers, motorhomes, travel trailers, and more. Or save big on family-friendly pontoon boats and state-of-the-art fishing boats. And with flexible financing and winter storage available at Harvey RV and Marine, you can buy today and play when the snow melts. Don't miss Harvey RV and Marine's Last Call for Adventure savings event happening now. Just 6 minutes past Tractor Supply, Outer Broadway, Glenburn.
My name's Mia, and McDonald's is helping me earn my degree. Through Archways to Opportunity, I can work and take college classes while receiving help with tuition payments. It's more than a job, it's my future. Apply today.
Back here at Cameron Stadium in Bangor for the start of the fourth quarter in the Class D North Regional Championship game. Ibrahim Al-Subehawi setting up the Winslow Black Raiders inside the 10-yard line to begin the fourth quarter. He had the big play to end quarter number 3, Ernie, picking off the pitch.
Yeah, he was right there. It was a high pitch. There was a lot of pressure on it, high pitch, and Curtis couldn't completely handle it immediately. Bounced off his hands. He has a high pitch.
Just all over it.
Subehawi is right there to make the catch. It goes to lateral, basically a fumble recovery, and Winslow on the doorstep.
Here are the Black Raiders to start off the fourth quarter, and it's Hobby sprinting into the end zone for another Black Raider touchdown. Winslow keeps adding to their lead, and that is now 28 unanswered points for the Winslow Black Raiders going all the way back to the first quarter.
Third touchdown of the game for Hobby there. Black Raiders made it look easy on that first down play for 9 yards. And now Hobby will attempt the extra point.
Fortin with the hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
Is there
there a flag?
I heard a whistle. I was looking down. No, I don't see one. I think we're on.
Just going with the good extra point, so 35-14, and Winslow has taken complete control of this game with their dangerous ground attack. What did you say that was? Touchdown number 3 of the day for Hobby, so that would be 21 for the year.
Yeah, 3 for Hobby, 1 for Fortin, and 1 for Bimson. That's 5. Yep, 35 points. Let's see what we got for yardage for Hobby. Hobby's well over 100 yards now. Let's see what I have. I'm going to compare myself to Mike Mandel. 98, 113, 128, 9. Well, we're in that 132, 135 ballpark. No.
And what we say?
I can't be sure now. When I was doing your job, Mike, I used to be able to kind of focus a little bit more on writing the numbers down. Now I have to talk while I'm writing.
What did we say? 5 touchdowns on the ground for Winslow in the semifinal victory as well.
At least
5 or 6, so they're north of 60 on the ground now for the year.
Let's see if I can find it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep,
Kickoff is going to go out of bounds as Curtis was trying to see it over there.
Semifinal, 6 rushing touchdowns.
5 today, 51 in the regular season. That's 62 and counting on the ground for the Winslow Black Raiders this season.
Hobby had 2 touchdowns in the semifinal, so he's got 5 in the 2 games. Lubier had 3 against Madison. And let's see who had the other one. It kind of doesn't matter. Oh, Bimson had one for the 6. What did I just miss? Nothing.
Yeah, kick return going out of bounds. So John Bapst beginning this drive at the 35-yard line. 8 seconds into this fourth quarter, now trailing by 21. Willett with the straight drop, and now he rolls to his right. Some running room. He goes up the sideline, and he's got a first down. Pushed out across the 45 and shy of midfield at the 46. Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales is home of the complimentary 6-month, 6,000-mile major component coverage plan, Route 1 in Hancock, and at tonysfairwayauto.com. Tim's Plumbing is where service is their specialty. For all your plumbing needs, it's Tim's Plumbing at 735-4969 and at timsplumbingmaine.com. And the Farmer's Table is your stop for home-style cooking, just like Mom makes it. It's the Farmer's Table, 15 Stetson Road in Corinna.
Now, right now, as long as they can, anytime they do get outside and are going to get tackled, John Bapst needs to get out of bounds because they need to extend this clock as much as they can on any opportunity here. Still a lot of time left.
Willett throwing it in the flat. Curtis makes the catch. He's got some running room across midfield, cutting it back inside to the 40, wrapped up at the 35 and dragged down at about the 32-yard line. A nice job on the yak that time by Thomas Curtis.
And that was a play where it was worth cutting it back inside because you gained about 15 yards after the additional yards after the catch, down to the 32, 18, 22 yards on the play.
Willett getting instruction from Dan O'Connell on the sideline. Now back to the huddle inside of 11 and a half minutes remaining in this Class D North Regional Championship game. Mark Paulette and Ernie Clark on the call with you. The Crusaders a 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Been a couple of pass plays, at least out of the huddle. Willett ran one of them. He's dropping back here. He's looking to roll out to his right. Now slams on the brake, coming back, having to flip it up. Who caught that pass? It was Alley hanging out in the backfield, so it was legal, but it will be a big loss on the play for the Crusaders.
Just 4 players rushing defensively, rushing the passer for Winslow. One of them, Hobby, the defensive end. We know what kind of an athlete he is. On the offensive side, that time putting pressure on Willett, who had time to throw the ball, but again, with they're only rushing 4, that means there's 7 back on defense. So Winslow taking advantage of the numbers game defensively against the passing game of John Bapst.
2nd and 17 back to the 38-yard line after a nice play to set up first down into Black Raider territory for the Crusader offense. Knowlton Automotive is a full-service preventative maintenance and auto repair center, family-owned and operated. They provide guaranteed service at a fair price. 3297 Broadway in Kenduskeag. Willett, another straight drop, now trying to climb the pocket, rolling to his left. He's got the ball tucked and running, being chased by the opposing quarterback, Fortin. And angling out of bounds inside the 30.
Nice job of Willett biding his time and then using a little start-stop action to slow down the defenders coming after him and be able to get outside and down the left sideline for a gain of 9.
Set up a 3rd and medium, 3rd and about 7. Certainly more manageable than what the Crusaders were facing. Stop by American-made Home Goods at 36 Springer Drive in Bangor, located in the Rennie's Plaza, to experience their artisan goods from all 50 states. Curtis the Motion Man will let quick drop, and now he steps up, looking to run. He gets around Fortin, spinning back inside, and then takes a pop. Dropped at about the 23.
Yeah, that was Bimson on the pop there after the... You make yourself very vulnerable when you spin, but Aiden Willett, in this case, just looking for the extra yard if he can get it. Little QB draw action. And gets outside of Fortin, but the defense curls him back in, and Bimson put the finishing touch on him.
Looks like we're going to get a measurement here, trying to figure out whether he got that extra yard or not.
Well, the ball is spotted.
The Chains took a step off the sideline.
Close to the 22.
Here they come.
Yeah. You don't see this much this year.
We don't get the old chip in the football at the high school level like they do in the NFL now to rob us of these chain gang moments making their way across the field.
We've just got looks good to me. First down.
Break out the index card and see if you can slide it in.
You can't see the ball because where it's put because it's right in front of the John Bapst bench. And
they're getting right down to the tip of it.
They are. They're pulling out a dollar bill here to see if.
Boy, they really are. It is down to a chain link.
It's going to be short. That's not 4th and inches. That's 4th and inch.
4th and an inch for the John Bapst Crusaders. 9:41 frozen on the clock here in the 4th quarter. Winslow leading by 21, trying to make it back to a state championship game. It would be their first appearance since 2021. Obviously a storied program for the Black Raiders.
They won back-to-back state titles in something like 2013 and 14 or 14 and 15. Okay.
Right here, Ernie. I got it on the wall.
Oh, you do? Good.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Prep. Show prep. Well, I just tried to put it in my memory bank, and that's probably add some of those games. Can't remember now.
Trying to advance to what would be a 10th state championship appearance this century in program history. Willett keeps it, goes forward, and has the inch necessary for the first down.
Winslow has an interesting coaching history, too. Since 1958, there have been, let's see, Wally LaFountain, Harold Tank Violet, Mike Savitsky, and then Pete Bolduc and Wes Littlefield were co-coaches for several years until Pete passed away unexpectedly. And so that's 5 coaches in a long, long time.
Curtis met in the backfield by a host of Black Raiders and dropped for a loss. Yeah, those are all names that are well known in the Maine high school football ranks as well.
5 coaches in 54 years. 64 years, excuse me. 48 and 25 is actually 73 years. No, 58 and 42. 42 and 25 is what? 67.
We're closing in on it.
All right. Well, it just takes time.
Inside of 9 minutes remaining in this contest. 2nd down and 13 after the loss. Curtis cross motion. Willett straight drop. Now rolling to his left, being chased, and it's Fortin. The Winslow QB in there for the sack, dragging down Willett back across the 35.
3rd sack of the day there. I mean, there's a lot of speed up around the big interior linemen that are doing a lot of the pressuring, and tough for Willett to throw when he's backing away from the defense, and then when the defenders are just as quick as he is, it's even more difficult. Loss of 9 there.
And that's with forward progress stopping the play at the 32-yard line. Willett was then dragged back another 3 or 4, but initially contacted right there. So 3rd and 22 at the 32. Big moment in this one for the Crusaders and their comeback bid. Short pass is tipped and nearly picked. Fortin almost tipped it and picked it with his right hand.
Yeah, Bimson was right there with him, and they were playing great defense on each other, as it turns out.
Look at that, both going
good
for
stop.
it. 4th and 22 now coming up for Dan O'Connell's John Bapst Crusaders. 7:43 remaining in the game here on Ticket TV. It's brought to you in part by Back Alley Bar and Grill. If you're hungry after the game, swing by the Back Alley restaurant attached to the Family Fun Bowling Center, where the good times roll, and so do the bowling balls. Find them at 15 Hilder Street in Bangor. Coverage also brought to you by RT Electrical. From new constructions to remodels, they do it all, like RT Electrical on Facebook, or call 694-1564 today. Double pass. Butler's looking to throw it. He's got to get around one defender. Winslow's closing down on him, and the Black Raiders come away with the stop.
Yeah, if you're John Bapst, you got to try something. And 4th and 22, not an enviable position, so they get the ball in the hands of our best player, and Winslow able to match the threat with his defense, both downfield and with pressure upfield. Basically kept him to about a 2-yard gain on the run that time. And the Black Raiders will take over with 7.5 to go.
1st and 10 on the 30-yard line, and a chance to start taking off that final 7:30. Shotgun formation to begin. It's a hand to Bimson up the middle, now breaking it outside. His longest run of the game, still going, and finally dragged down across midfield. Gain of more than 20 for the short yard specialist.
Yeah, showed good speed there. Getting outside along the left side. I don't know that Bapst was expected him to be getting the ball, but he's a fullback in a short yard, not necessarily a short yard situation, but a grind the clock situation, so he's probably going to see it from time to time. Picked up 21 on that carry.
Auto Radiator Services has been serving the greater Bangor area for over 50 years. For general maintenance, repairs, and specialty services like remote car starters, call 942-4554 or stop by at 568 Hammond Street in Bangor. Again in the shotgun, again with a give up the middle, and this time Bimson gets cartwheeled over the line of scrimmage.
Oh, somersault over number 52 for John Bapst. Brody Schreier, senior, two-way tackle. No gain on the play.
Want to look and feel your best at Mainstay Skincare? Dr. Shannon Allen blends medical precision with an artistic touch. Visit 12 Schumann Avenue, Suite 7 in Augusta, or online at mainstayskincare.com. And if you're looking for heavy trucks or heavy equipment, it's Hilder Street Auto and Equipment. Call 951-1514 or find them at 2209 Route 2. Shotgun snap. Fortin looking to throw. He airs this one out. He's got a man down there and through the hands of the intended target. It was Lubier falling down to the turf, trying to bring it into his control.
Yeah, Lubier had to wait on it. Ball was popped up in the air. The wind has died down somewhat, but wind at his back, what wind there was, and it was kind of like a fly ball, and you had to come back on it. And Lubier unable to make the catch.
Winslow trying to catch the Crusader defense napping there, and Lubier was behind him.
Yep, had it, but it was still kind of running away from it. There's Gaudette down in pass defense. That was interesting that Fortin came out in the shotgun in that last play.
3rd down and 9, 6:03 remaining here in the third. Counter give up the middle. It's Hobby, and he gets spilled across the 45. 4th and short, and we'll see what Winslow decides to do with it.
Gain of 6.
After Friday Night Lights, Sweet Frog is your go-to game day treat. Stop by 878 Sweet Bee, Stillwater Avenue in Bangor, and pile on the fun and froyo, all your favorite toppings. Sweet Frog, where sports and sweets always win. Looks like they're going for it. Winslow lining up under center here. 4th and 3. Counter handoff. It's Hobby up the middle. He's got the first down yardage, pushing forward across the 35.
Yeah, go to your bread and butter there when you need 5 or 6 yards, because John Bapst will struggle to stop that play like teams have all season long. Hobby getting downfield for a gain of about 9 on 4th and 4.
Well, we mentioned off the top that Winslow was probably looking for revenge ever since September the 27th when they came up here and lost 27-14 to John Bapst. They fell down early 8-0 and 14-6 in the first quarter, but have controlled the game offensively and defensively since. Look at that pile. Continue to move down near the edge of the red zone.
Bimson.
And finally being toppled at the 20.
It's like a unit.
It is. It's
going
like a rugby scrum.
En masse. And the lucky ball carrier is the one that picks up the yardage down to the 21. That's a gain of 12 and a first down for Bimson, who's piling up some yardage here in the fourth quarter.
For over 40 years, Union Street Towing has been serving the greater Bangor area. They feature tow trucks, flatbed towing, recovery services, and roadside services such as lockouts and jump starts. Fully licensed and insured. Call Union Street Towing at 942-4200. Give up the middle. Bimson again. Inside the 20. Bucksport Hannaford proud to support local student athletes this fall on Ticket TV. And they're proud to cheer on their community teams and help make their season a success. If your car is still living in the 90s, upgrade to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with Mainly Audio. Visit them at 191 Beachland Road in Ellsworth or call 667-9777. 2nd and 6 with the ball spotted on the 17-yard line. Winslow staying with that popular shotgun look. They've been in for much of this second half. Fortin with a give to Hobby. Hobby breaks it outside. 1 tackle. Not enough. 2 not enough. It takes a third Crusader over there to bring him down inside the 5, and 1st and goal now for Winslow.
336 rushing yards for the Black Raiders, going to my unofficial count.
About right on their season average coming into the game with 5,600 or more. Winslow looking for one more touchdown here at the end. And we get the late signal that they have it right there. Is that Bimson with another one? His teammates are celebrating it as though that's the case.
Boy, there they are, 41 points. Didn't look like that was going to be the case after the game settled down late second quarter, mid-second quarter, but...
So look at that last effort. It was Bimson, and you can see his body getting folded right across the goal line. Another touchdown for him.
Yeah, he's got a couple now, one in each half.
And came into the contest with 6 for the season, so Winslow is approaching having 4 different ball carriers with 10 or more touchdowns on the ground this season. Extra point up and good. 42-14 with 2:59 remaining in this Class D regional final. Our coverage on Ticket TV brought to you in part by Bangor Mall Cinemas, Greater Bangor's favorite hometown theater for over 40 years. They feature luxury recliners and an upgraded food menu. Find show times and reserve your seat at yourneighborhoodtheater.com. Also brought to you by Novus Auto Glass. You can give them a call today at 945-6688 to get your windshield repaired or replaced. And Bangor Window Shade and Drapery, offering custom blinds, shades, drapery, and outdoor awnings at 105 Main Street in downtown Bangor. Well, the Crusaders, it appears their bid for a return to a state championship for the first time since 2008, going to come up short here after going 9 for 9 in their first 9 attempts here in the fall of 2025. For Winslow, it'll be the first trip back to the state since 2021, looking for their first state title since 2015.
Yeah, just a very impressive performance by Winslow. You know what's coming, but can you stop it?
Yeah.
And they've got such a, they got a base of big guys in the middle of the line, and then just speed and tenacity all around it.
Return here by Curtis up through the middle of the kick team across the 35. Ticket TV coverage also presented by Greenway Equipment Sales, your locally owned John Deere dealer. Find the Smith brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth because nothing runs like a Deere.
Hobby unofficially 152 yards rushing on 15 carries. He's averaging 10 yards a carry.
Yeah, the Winslow Black Raiders can cover the length of the field in however many plays they decide. If it needs to be 2, they can do that. If it needs to be 16, they can do that.
And they can pretty much do it inside the hash marks. They don't really need to get outside. That's more after the fact.
Referee in on the tackle on that play.
He's up. Oh, he's getting up.
Stripes getting helped up there by...
That's always a tough situation there because you're not as quick as the guys that are around you, and you've got to be alert about that at all times, especially in the middle of the field. Didn't see who carried out.
I believe it was Willette on a keeper right up the middle.
Thank you.
Alley is a lead blocker.
Good gain on that play, 11 yards.
Just shy of midfield here for the Crusaders. Willette looking to throw. Firing it and finding a man down to about the 35 goes Seymour.
Went underneath. The Seymour had 2 receivers. I think it was Butler and Curtis running on the upper half of the field, the right half of the field, and Seymour underneath. Nice job by Willette of finding him for another first down as we go inside Winslow territory.
Willette under center, dropping back, throwing to the right side now and bouncing that one to its intended target. Of course, Willette, a 4-year player here for the Crusaders. His career winding down over these final 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah, 4-year starter. He's talking with Haggie Pratt, longtime assistant coach, former head coach at Dexter High School. Mount View, I think, as well.
Been part of 23 wins for the Crusaders as their quarterback over the 4 years. 9 of those coming this year. But running into Winslow here in the regional game. Quick throw over to Butler for another first down. Coverage on Ticket TV, presented in part by Darlings in Bangor. They've got you covered for sales and service. Shop new Ford, VW, Audi, Honda, Nissan, Volvo, and Kia models, or used of all makes. Find those at darlings.com.
Mentioned Camden Hills 52, Spruce Mountain 26 in the 8-man big school division.
Alley with a catch. He slips a tackle and gets his way inside the red zone.
Thornton Academy 40, Bonnie Eagle 28 in the A South Regional. We have Stearns and Old Orchard Beach playing as we speak down at Edward Little in the 8-man small school state final. And one game later is the Herman Hawks, the 3 seed in Class C, at number 2 Levitt. That game set to start at 5 p.m. from Lewiston High School.
Play action short throw, low and incomplete, intended for Curtis. 69 seconds frozen on the clock ahead of a 3rd down and 3 for the Crusaders. Levesque Business Solutions is your one-stop source for office equipment and office furniture. Call 942-2226. And for over 5 decades, Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment. Look good and feel good in a clean, shiny car, and book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Curtis, the motion man, play action from Willette, throwing it out wide, and it's caught by Butler, tackled inbounds. It'll be a first down with 1:01 frozen on the clock. Dan O'Connell asking why something is taking place, and now he calls a timeout with a minute remaining on the clock. Northeast Driving School has been the leader in driver training since 1969. Register for driver's ed courses today at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. Visit northeastdrivingschool.com to select your course. Ticket TV, also presented by Eastern Maine Community College at EMCC. Every student has a story. Some are just beginning, others starting a new chapter. Wherever you are, your future can start at emcc.edu. And if you're looking for your next ride, Praise Auto Sales on Outer Broadway has you covered with the guaranteed lowest prices every day and no waiting for a sale. Over 40 years of trust, integrity, and dependability. Visit praiseautosales.com today.
Well, this is the last game of the Ticket TV fall sports schedule.
Yes, it is.
We won't be off the air very long, however, as basketball season on Ticket TV starts on December the 5th, but we've had a good fall. We've seen some teams like John Bapst and Herman in particular have great success going deep into the playoffs. Herman's still alive going into that game against Levitt tonight. Levitt beat Herman 12-7 a couple of weeks ago on a very controversial late game-winning touchdown, so that seems to be a 50-50 game down there as Herman tries to get back to a state championship game in Class C for the second straight year. And John Bapst will come up just short here as they were playing, as you mentioned, their first trip to a state game since they won it all in 2008.
Willett looking to throw here. Under pressure in the backfield. Breaks one tackle, not the second, though, as he gets dropped back around the 15. Clock running inside the final minute. And now a timeout called by Bapst. 49.7 seconds frozen on the clock. A rough final score up in Orono, where the Maine Black Bears have their 6-game win streak come to an end. 45-13 at the hand of number 9 Rhode Island, who remains unbeaten at the top of the CAA and effectively ends Maine's chase for the postseason.
Yeah, because even if something screwy happened, the magnitude of the loss,
yeah,
you kind of add into it a little bit. And credit Rhode Island.
That was a program that was facing extinction there a little while.
It was almost done for a while there, and I forget the coach's name, but they had a coach that brought them back, and now they're the number 1 team in the CAA right now. CAA not quite what it used to be.
Yeah.
Some of the schools that have gone on to go up to the FBS in search of the bowl money that comes with being in a conference that plays in those big bowls, but still to lead lead any conference at that level is pretty good stuff.
First and 13 here from the 13 as Willett lobs it over to Butler. He tips his toes at the 6, out of bounds with 44.7 seconds remaining. Bangor Savings Bank has helped New Englanders achieve their goals since 1852. Because of Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Whether you're planning for today or building for tomorrow, Bangor Savings Bank has personalized service and a commitment to what matters most to you. Find them at bangor.com. And as the Maine weather turns cold, make sure you're ready with a reliable truck or SUV from Quirk Motor City in Bangor. Shop their wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles built for Maine roads and ready for whatever winter brings. Willett looking to throw, pressure in his face, trying to shake free, and he is dropped. Winslow relentless as they are trying to close out a 28-point victory here in this regional championship game.
6th sack of the afternoon for the Black Raiders, but even more pressure than that on Aiden Willett, particularly when they forced John Bapst and Havett to almost exclusively go to the air.
Bapst takes another timeout, 28.7 on the clock, their final. So it will be the Ramblers and the Black Raiders for the Class D crown coming up next weekend.
Ramblers were last in a state game, and I think 2021 as well. Lost to Foxcroft Academy in the D final here. It was the first state game played at Cameron Stadium, the newly rebuilt Cameron Stadium.
For Winslow, it's a second straight trip in this game this year, having the season advance beyond it to the final point after last year losing in the regional final.
To Foxcroft.
Yeah.
And Foxcroft went on to lose to Wells, and now both Foxcroft and Wells have moved up from Class D to Class C.
One last chance here for the Crusaders to punch one in. The home fans making some noise for them. Willett drops back and looks to throw. They'll set up a screen pass over the middle to Curtis. Winslow is all over him, and Curtis, keeping the feet churning, now dragged down inside the 10. And the Black Raiders will require one kneel down with 18.3 seconds remaining on the clock in this Class D North Regional Final. You see the fans on their feet across the far sideline getting ready to celebrate with their team. After 42 more points on the board today, Ernie, Winslow is over the 500 mark for the season, up to 501 points scored through 10 games this year.
I was just going to say that Aiden Willett completed 11 passes coming into today's game. He's completed 10 in this game.
There's the kneel down by Fortin. Winslow explodes off the sidelines as the final seconds tick off here at Cameron Stadium. The Black Raiders heading back to the state championship game where they will take on Winthrop for the Class D title next weekend. Black Raiders celebrate at midfield here at Cameron Stadium, waving their flags in the air. They are the Class D North regional champions here in 2025. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show is coming up next as we take a look at that bracket. It'll be Winslow and Winthrop, North versus South in the state final next week. Winslow, number 2, coming out of the North. And getting the revenge on John Bapst after the Crusaders defeated the Black Raiders 27-14 in the regular season. Winslow with revenge on the order of 42-14 in this Class D North final. Don't go anywhere. Post-game show right after this on Ticket TV.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Life is so much better when you impact the lives of those around you. And with Creative Options, you will. Creative Options provides services and support to adults with intellectual disabilities. And right now, Creative Options is looking for shared living providers who take clients into their own homes, kind of like adult foster care. You'll enjoy a generous, tax-free stipend to work from home and make a difference in someone's life. To apply for this tremendous opportunity, simply visit creativeoptionsllc.org. That's creativeoptionsllc.org.
Fall into savings at the Furniture Gallery. Curl up with a leather reclining sofa for just $8.98. Hosting for the holidays, save up to 20% on dining furniture. Get the guest room ready with 10% off bedroom furniture and sofa sleepers from $6.25. Fall in love with your home this season with the help of the Furniture Gallery. Don't miss out on 18 months special financing on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, and North Windham.
Nothing runs like a deer.
And Greenway Equipment Sales makes it easy to keep your John Deere running smoothly year-round. Our mobile maintenance truck will come to you and service most walk-behind and riding lawn equipment right in your yard. Just call or schedule online. Whatever the season, we'll have you tuned up, sharpened up, and geared up to mow or blow whatever Mother Nature dishes up. Contact the Smith Brothers today for service delivered.
Nothing runs like a deer. From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Darling's Kia is your #1 Kia dealer in Maine, and we've got something for everyone. Whether you're shopping for an all-wheel drive gas, EV, hybrid, or plug-in hybrid, Darling's Kia has a full lineup to choose from. Plus, enjoy affordable lease programs and other incredible deals on award-winning Kias, all covered by our 10-year or 100,000-mile warranty. The best in the business. The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. Shop Darling's Kia. You'll do better at Darling's.
Sometimes life is a cluttered mess, but your car doesn't have to be. At Dean's Detailing, we have a variety of packages that will make your car look new again. Change your outlook. Book your appointment now at deansdetailing.com.
He can't catch a football, but he can fetch you a home. Catch Luke at Next Home Experience.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
Back here at Cameron Stadium, and we welcome you into the McDonald's post-game show. You see the final score right there in the Class D North Regional Final. Number 2, Winslow, 42. Number 1, John Bapst, 14. Winslow ending the game by scoring 36 straight unanswered points, and you see the Black Raiders running over to celebrate with their fans with that Class D North Regional Championship plaque. Special moment there for the Black Raiders and their fan base. They get ready to play for a gold ball coming up next weekend. We begin this post-game show on Ticket TV, presented by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor, as well as Wilson Street in Brewer. Stop into those 3 great locations to find offers you won't want to miss. Let's take a look at the post-game highlights. Winslow got out and running early, Ernie, and never looked back.
Yeah, they sure did. They set the tone. John Bapst was able to match him for a while, but not for too long. Here's John Bapst and Aiden Willett throwing deep over the top to Thomas Curtis, 40 yards on the touchdown play on a 4th and 3. And John Bapst gets a 2-point conversion after an offsides penalty against Winslow on the first attempt. That was Willett rushing. It's 8-0 John Bapst. First play from scrimmage for Winslow. The freshman, Michael Lubier, down the sidelines. But watch this from behind. Malcolm Butler.
No give up
bringing
there.
him down at the 1. Would not allow the touchdown. They get it on the next play as the quarterback, Liam Fortin, sneaks in from a yard out. But the extra point attempt is foiled by Willett and Malcolm Butler. It's 8-6 John Bapst. Little draw action for Aiden Willett for a nice gain there. 26 yards inside the 20. And here's the pitch to Butler for the touchdown from 2 yards out. Still in the first quarter, and the extra point kick is short, and it's 14-6 John Bapst. The Black Raiders would tie it before the end of the first period as Hassan Hobby starts inside, breaks outside, and uses his sprinter speed to coast to the end zone. Here's Lubier around left end with a lead block from Fortin for the 2-point conversion to tie the game at 14 with 2:38 left in the opening quarter. There's going to be a fumble on the play here. Hard to see who got the ball back. It was awarded to John Bapst. But here comes Winslow on his next possession. Long pass. Liam Fortin to Hassan Hobby. Stopped at the 1. That allowed just enough time for Broderick Bimson to score. Fullback scoring from a yard out. And there's Hobby with the extra point. And it is 21-14 at the half in favor of the Black Raiders. They would go on to shut the Black Raiders out as late in the final seconds of the first half. John Bapst trying to drive, but the deep pass intercepted, by Giovanni Garcia. And again, the half ended Winslow on top 21-14. Double handoff to Hobby in the third quarter to make it 28-14. A lot of pressure against Aiden Willett. He recovers his own fumble there.
That was Hobby in there.
Yeah.
Trying to steal the handoff.
He's a defensive end on defense. And there's a ball, a lateral picked off in the air by
Al-Subahawi.
Thank you. I lost where I done the pronunciation. And there's Hobby going in for a touchdown and making the extra point kick. And it's all Winslow at this point. There's Bimson going in from short yardage for the final touchdown. Final touchdown. There's Hobby with the extra point. I don't know if they had another one or not. I think that might have been it. And indeed it was. Final score, 42-14. So after John Bapst led by a 14-6 count, Winslow scored the final 36 points of the game.
An impressive effort for the Black Raiders here to win the Class D crown. Winslow up to 61 rushing touchdowns now this season as a team. They are a force to be reckoned with on the ground.
In 10 games.
10 games.
So this was just an average game. They had 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, they had 6 touchdowns today. And they
just
were
what
all
they
on the
do.
ground. It's just an average, another day at the office for Winslow. And just so impressive. Again, you kind of know what's coming, but it's up to you to stop it. And I think it's a combination of athletes that they have, too. They have some big guys in the middle, and they have all this speed and quickness around, even from defensive end with Hobby, one of the defensive ends, and a lot of quickness in the defensive backfield to come up and help with the run defense and be available on pass defense when necessary, which has been a lot because they've had a lot of leads. But dominant performance by Winslow. And I just think about going back to that first game that they would just from what I read on preseason stuff about Winslow in newspapers and seeing TV, their sight wasn't set on winning this game. It was winning the next one.
Really?
And it's been that way from day one. And after the loss, losing when in those situations teach humility.
Little refocusing, yeah.
And they have just been blowing people away ever since then. And it took them a half today, but they essentially blew away John Bapst.
Yeah.
Beat him by 28 points and scored 42. It's good. It'll be interesting. I don't know how good Winthrop is, but I think they're going to have to be very good. If Winthrop, Winthrop's in, we know that because they won last night. They're going to have to be very good to beat this team.
Those highlights presented by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Now time to show you the play of the game, and we're going with a little combo here. We're throwing an S on the end of it, plays of the game, because, Ernie, these were the tone setters on the first two drives.
They were. I mean, they didn't, decide the game necessarily because John Bapst was competitive for, the first half to be sure, but this showed what the potential was for Winslow, and it was like, here, try and stop us. You stopped us back on September 27th. Try to stop us tonight. This was Winslow's first play from scrimmage. They were already down 8-0. This was their first play from scrimmage. Now, only just a tremendous play by Malcolm Butler, which, if they'd have won, that would have been the play of the game.
Yeah.
But, tremendous run by the freshman, Michael Lubier.
They punch it in on the next play.
Next play, they get a quarterback sneak for a score, and this is the next possession. Second play of the next possession, you see Hassan Hobby bounce it outside, and nobody's catching him.
Nope.
It goes for 53 yards. So in their first 4 plays, they scored 2 touchdowns, gained 128 yards, including runs of 67 and 53. And that was what John Bapst was faced with trying to stop.
And then they flipped the script and ran 30 plays on their next 2 scoring drives, right? Scoring drives of 16 and 14 plays.
They had a 16-play, 82-yard drive when John Bapst started to figure things out defensively, but it didn't matter. There was just no stopping the Black Raiders, and their season continues. It doesn't get stopped as they move on to play for a state championship next Saturday.
That play, or those plays of the game, presented by Quirk Auto Group. As Maine weather turns cold, make sure you're ready with a reliable truck or SUV from Quirk Motor City in Bangor. Shop their wide selection of quality pre-owned vehicles built for Maine roads and ready for whatever winter brings. It's your truck or SUV. Find it at Quirk Motor City, 377 Bangor. Hogan Road is where they're located, and online at quirkauto.com. Time now to present our player of the game. And what direction are we going for this one, Ernie?
Well, it's not too difficult. A lot of players did big things, but Hassan Hobby, with the combination of just running the football, scoring touchdowns, playing defense, helping the defense amass 6 sacks during the game and
set the edge defensively.
And he does it. I mean, it's a combination of strength to be able to set the edge defensively and sprinter speed to be able to finish off plays like that. 3 touchdowns on the day for him out of the 6 that Winslow scored. Also kicked a bunch of extra points and wound up with 155 rushing yards on 17 carries. To lead his team in, let me just double check that, 15 carries, 152 on the ground, and 3 touchdowns. Had 1 call back, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
On a holding call. So big day for Hassan Hobby. He's our player of the game.
The senior, our player of the game, and it's presented by Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center. Whether you're watching some sports at the bar or taking the family out for a great meal and some fun, Heroes is the place to be. The official sports grill of Ticket TV in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Well, Ernie, that brings to a close the fall season on Ticket TV. This was our final broadcast here of the fall in the Class D North Regional Championship game, as you mentioned during the broadcast. not too long that we'll be away from Ticket TV, getting things going with the basketball season in the first week of December, but this all began back in the first week of September. Where are we? Over at Herman High School for a girls soccer contest to get it all going, and it culminates today with this regional championship game. It's been an incredible fall, and as always, goes by in the blink of an eye.
Sure does. Remember Herman winning that game against Ellsworth rather convincingly. They went on to win another Northern Maine Class B girls soccer championship because the Bangor girls repeated as Class A state soccer champions in terms of teams that we followed during the course of the season. I mentioned John Bapst and the Herman football teams earlier. The Bangor football team had a strong season. It ended last night losing to Portland in the Class A North final, but a great game. The Rams led in the fourth quarter before falling 30-22. Just a lot of good individual performances and team performances as well. And basketball actually has already started in the small school division. There's a new division for schools with under 100 students. That season started 2 weeks ahead of the season for A, B, C, and D. There's no longer a double A, although that starts, I believe preseason practice starts Monday.
Yeah, I was going to say Monday is when that gets underway.
So, and then 3 weeks later, it's December 4th and 5th is when the regular season starts, and we'll be back at it. But we've warmed up with the 40 games of a fall schedule in, a month and a half, and so we'll need the time to regroup, or at least I will.
Quick rest, and then we are back at it for the winter. Until then, thank you to everyone who took time to follow along our coverage here on Ticket TV in the fall, as well as our sponsors who have supported us throughout. And now to give credit to our crew around Cameron Stadium today, Max Pottle directing and producing down in the truck. He was whipping up all the graphics as well. Isaiah Kennel in the assistant director role today. He was running the scoreboard. RJ Novio, Sydney Hurst, and Marcus Caesar, our camera crew around the grounds. And Ernie Clark, my broadcast partner for this Class D North Regional Final. Winslow heading back to a state game for the first time since 2021 on the strength of a 42-14 victory over number 1 John Bapst. I'm Mark Paulette signing off for the fall here on Ticket TV.
High school sports on Ticket TV is presented by your local family-owned McDonald's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Greenway Equipment Sales in Bangor and Ellsworth. Nothing runs like a deer. Darlings Auto Group. You'll do better at Darlings. Visit darlings.com. Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. The Furniture Gallery, a family-owned Maine company with locations in Bangor, Augusta, and North Windham. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, the place to be in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Levesque Business Solutions, your one-stop source for office equipment and office furniture. Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing since 1971. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. And Northeast Driving School, Greater Bangor's #1 driving school for 56 years. Eastern Maine Community College, one college, many possibilities. Visit emcc.edu. High school sports on Ticket TV is also brought to you by Maine Trailer, Dairy Queen in Old Town and Bangor, Acadia Federal Credit Union, Flash Me Maine Photo Booth Rentals, Autumn of Life Home Care, Black Fly Coffee, Angelo's Pizzeria, Hartford's Auto Service, UMaine Online, Old Town Redemption Center, the Coach House Restaurant, UMaine Athletics, Bennett Auto Center, Tiller and Rye, Husson University, Bucksport Hannaford, Mainly Audio, Bangor Savings Bank, Orno and Callis IGA, The Growing Place, Bangor Tire Company, Pat's Pizza in Hamden, Union Street Laundromat and Dry Cleaning, Danforth's Down Home Supermarkets, AM Construction and Roofing, Doors Equipment Company, Hillside Athletics, The Fitch Company, Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales, Tim's Plumbing, The Farmer's Table, Knowlton Automotive, American Made Home Goods, Back Alley Bar and Grill, RT Electrical, Auto Radiator Services, Mainstay Skincare, Hildreth Auto and Equipment, Maniac Snack Shack and Snip and Snack, Sweet Frog, Union Street Towing, Creative Options LLC, Brewer Federal Credit Union, Town East Toyota, Harvey RV, Seaboard Federal Credit Union, Thomas College, First National Bank, Napa Auto Parts, and Hammond Lumber Company. High school sports on Ticket TV is a production of Sportsnet Maine and Sports Radio 92.9 The Ticket.